Pacific Palisades area of Los Angeles. We're learning several celebrities have indeed lost their homes to the wildfires. And I mean lost their homes. Gone. Everything. Period. Burned to the ground. James Woods, the actor, recently broke down on CNN about the destruction. We have a clip of him in that exchange.
I posted this on X, but Sarah was on with her 8-year-old niece last night. She came out. I'm sorry. Just, one day you're swimming in the pool and the next day it's all gone. But she came out with her little Yeti piggy bank for us to rebuild our house.
Oh. That's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I meant to play this clip yesterday before the fires fully took hold. They were already starting to happen, but people were evacuating, and a news crew came up, and there's a guy that had this important information about people's cars needing to be out of the way because of the emergency vehicles. And at the end of the clip, they go, "What's your name, sir?" And he goes, "I'm Steve Gutenberg." Yeah. And it was him, and this is that clip. I meant to play this yesterday.
Here on Palisades Drive, if anybody has a car and they leave their car, leave the keys in the car. Right. So that we can move your car so that these fire trucks can get up Palisades Drive. Yeah. What's happening is people take their keys with them as if they're in a parking lot. This is not a parking lot. Yeah. We really need people to move their cars. So if you leave your car in Palisades Drive, leave the key in there so a guy like me can move your cars and get them up there so that these fire trucks can get up there. It's really, really important.
Thank you for talking to us live, sir. What's your name?
My name is Steve Gutenberg.
Steve, do you live in this area?
I live in the area. I live right up the hill. And thank goodness everybody back. But I have friends up there right now. And they can't evacuate because it's stuck on Palisades Drive.
So traffic at the beginning of this was a big, big issue. Kathy was reporting on that yesterday. They were moving vehicles with bulldozers.
I was watching, so as if you've sort of flirted with the news and watched some of the footage, if you actually spend some time looking that's all that's out there, that alone is, they are, as you said, literally bulldozing cars to clear the street.
Yeah, like pushing 3-4 of them at a time. With bulldozers just smashing them because they had to get them out of the way. So other people, including married actors Adam Brody and Leighton Meester, as well as Anna Faris's homes, also were perished in the fires. Other celebrities whose properties were burned down by the out-of-control fire included Billy Crystal, Eugene Levy, John Goodman, Paris Hilton. Ashton Kutcher was spotted with a garden hose at his friend's house apparently they tell you to water the plants.
Well, yes, it serves as sort of at least it can delay it. Anthony Hopkins lost his home as well.
And here's a clip from Jamie Lee Curtis.
She was on the Tonight Show last night.
Talking about the wildfires.
It's just a catastrophe in Southern California. Obviously, there have been horrific fires in many places. This is literally where I live. Everything. The market I shop in, the schools my kids go to, friends, many friends now have lost their homes. So it's a really awful situation. I am obviously going to go home first thing tomorrow and be with my family and try to help my friends.
And obviously they're focusing on the celebrities because it did hit an area where people like that live. But let's keep in mind there are people who are not as well off as these.
Getting decimated.
Had their houses destroyed as well. And there are GoFundMe campaigns being set up and also ways that you can contribute and help if you have the means to do so.
Yeah, I mean, listen, no matter whose house is completely burnt to the ground, it's still, a travesty. I was watching Cameron Matheson. He went back to his house and he showed on video. I mean, there's nothing left. And listen, does he have some money? Does he have a big house? He does, but he got teary-eyed. He was crying. He's like, I built this house so that my kids would be okay, and my kids were going to take the house afterwards and live here, and now it's gone.
Yeah. I mean, my family lost their homes, my aunt and my cousin, but you also see people stepping up immediately, and like pets have been lost, right, or pets that were escaped. But so these animal shelters have been set up. If pets are still on the run or whatever, people that own hotels are offering up rooms. Like it's in the face of tragedy, it really is remarkable to see people just trying to help in whatever way they can.
Yep. So obviously it's an ongoing story. Kathy, you had said the winds are supposed to die down, I think, by tomorrow.
Friday, yeah.
So hopefully they can get a handle on things. In other entertainment news, celebrity stuff, Jessica Jessica Alba and Cash Warren are reportedly nearing a divorce after 16 years of marriage.
That's pretty wild. For some reason, I thought they would hold on.
Sources told TMZ the pair are currently separated. They're headed for a divorce. They first met in 2004 on the set of Fantastic Four. They married in 2008. They share 3 children. Alba and Warren have not been publicly photographed together since this past November at a Lakers game. And they were also seen without their wedding rings in public recently to top things off. The reason for the split is unknown at this time.
I hate you!
Maybe that might be the reason for the split.
She made a mint off her baby line of clothing and what is it, like natural?
Honest.
Yeah.
Honest is the name of the brand.
Yeah.
So I have more than Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni stuff. So Ryan Reynolds stepped out yesterday to present at the National Board of Review Gala, and this is Reynolds' first public event since his wife Blake began her ongoing legal battle against her It Ends With Us co-star and director Justin Baldoni. The Deadpool actor didn't reference the lawsuits directly, but he used his moment at the mic to call out the conditions that women in the industry face on a daily basis. He pointed out that stories about women seem to be held to a different set of standards. He went on to applaud the movie Wicked, which received Best Film by the National Board of Review at the ceremony, for mirroring the reality of women, noting the pressures they face. He said, "You must be perfect. You must hide your strength, but must shape-shift or placate." Now, the legal battle has seen Reynolds' name tossed into the fray after Lively had reported Baldoni for sexual harassment, adding a sliver of truth as to why Reynolds was a frequently known presence on the set throughout production. Tensions continue to flare with Baldoni's team promising to release texts supposedly showing that Blake Lively was a bully. And this comes with the recent leaked audio Baldoni sent to his team claiming that he was sent to, quote, the basement during the New York premiere of It Ends With Us.
This is going to get messier and messier, and it's going to go on for years.
With fans thinking, and we talked about this yesterday, that Ryan Reynolds took shots at Baldoni in the writing of Deadpool and Wolverine script. No one on either side of the situation has commented until now. And Baldoni's lawyer, Brian Friedman, called out the actor for what he alleges is an obvious diss of his client. In an interview with Megyn Kelly, Friedman said, if your wife is sexually harassed, you don't make fun of Justin Baldoni. You don't make fun of the situation. You take it very seriously. You file HR complaints, you raise the issue, and you follow a legal process. Well, they're doing that too, aren't they?
Yeah.
Baldoni's lawyer said, what you don't do is mock the person and turn it into a joke. And he added that there's no question that the scene that he's talking about relates to Justin.
It seems that way, as you review it and hear about all the things that are involved with it. But what a mess, man.
Yeah, most definitely. All right, what else, Ever? You know what? We need a nicer story. And
Aldini less.
This one just made me happy. We told you a while back that these two were engaged, and now congratulations are in order for School of Rock co-stars Caitlin Hale and Angelo Mazzagli, who tied the knot over the weekend. They played Marta and Frankie in the movie.
I love this story.
It's great.
That that many years after working, they were kids on the set, and now they're adults getting married.
Yeah, in 2003 that's when the movie was. They didn't get involved romantically until 2016. By the way, she has turned into a beautiful young lady.
Yeah,
so
as a bride, man, she looks terrific.
Yep, and so the present for the big day, most of the rest of the School of Rock class
it's awesome.
was there.
Yeah,
that's cool.
There's a great picture of all of them, and if you look at it, you can see in the faces who's who.
Love that movie.
The whole band was there, other than Kevin Clark. He played the drummer Fred, and he died unfortunately back in 2021. But the rest of the crew was there, and how special is that, man?
That movie holds a special place.
Me too.
Yeah.
I love it. Like every time it's on, I will stop and at least take in some of it because it's so much fun. But
and that's a Linklater. That's an atypical. That's a Richard Linklater film, is it not? Yeah, I believe so. Nick, could you just a quick check?
We're looking at the picture of the group together, and she looks gorgeous. She kind of looks like Beth. Beth Gardner a little bit. Yeah.
Yes, Steve. Richard Linklater directed it, but it was written by Mike White.
Oh,
and Mike is a White Lotus guy.
And Mike he's in the movie.
Yeah, he plays
the roommate of Jack Black's
Sarah
character.
Silverman is his annoying wife.
Sarah Silverman in that movie reminds me so much of Burnt Rubber Girl.
Oh, really?
She was that type.
Oh, well, then I totally support you.
Hot, but on you all the time like that. So there's a scene where Jack Black leaves and she kind of catches us the wind of what's going on.
Yeah.
She turns to him and she goes, "What's going on, Ned?" And I'm like, that's her. That's my old bitch girlfriend.
I hate you.
I hate you.
Do I got to play that?
Please,
Okay,
please.
okay.
It will satisfy me.
I
hate you. I hate you more than anything in this damn world. All right, so congratulations to them. All right, let's talk about divorce. A year after the couple separated, Rachel Lindsay, and I know you don't know who these people are, don't worry, and Brian Abasolo have finalized their divorce. The Bachelor Nation alum.
Oh, Bachelor Nation. Yeah, I live and breathe Bachelor Nation.
Worked out who would get what in the split. Abasolo will keep their Miami home and 2021 Honda Accord.
Yes.
While Lindsay holds on to her engagement and wedding rings, along with her California home and 2023 Porsche Macan.
Just don't take my collection of books.
Along with the division of their belongings, Lindsay was also ordered to pay Abasolo a $500,000 equalization payment.
Wow, what the hell is that?
They were married for 4 years. They met during season 13 of The Bachelorette in 2017. The pair were wed in August 2019, 2 years after getting engaged on the show, but it has ended.
Isn't she working as a correspondent on one of the gossip tabloid shows?
Maybe.
Yeah, she looks familiar.
Yeah, possibly.
Maybe she actually has a job.
Yep.
That'd be stunning.
All right, here's another reality show story for you. Chase Chrisley, one of the stars of Chrisley Knows Best, has been ID'd as a suspect in an alleged simple assault. Police reports say officers from the Atlanta Police Department responded to a call at Twin Peaks Sports Bar on Monday where an employee allegedly says he was assaulted by Chrisley.
I hate you.
And the alleged victim claimed,
I hate you. I hate you more than anything in this damn world.
so he became disrespectful and belligerent and asked to leave. Chrisley allegedly ramped up the bad behavior. The police investigation is ongoing. No word from Chrisley's reps about the incident.
So his dad and mom are both in jail for income tax evasion.
Yeah.
And the sister who had, there was some sort of creepy thing going around that maybe the dad had designs on his own daughter. I don't know if anything came of that, but what a family.
This is something else. All right, let's see what we got here. How about with the wildfires, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences has moved its Oscar nominations announcement. It will be Sunday. It was supposed to be Friday the 17th of this month.
Right.
They're going to move that to Sunday. In a statement from the Academy, CEO Bill Kramer said that not only would the nominations announcement be pushed back, but the Oscars voting period, which started yesterday, would be extended a couple of days as well. So there are a few other things that they're obviously postponing because of that.
The fire apparently is bearing down on Studio City, which is where they produce a lot of this stuff.
Wow. Tom Holland is lawyering up for his new role as an attorney in The Partner. There's no word on which character he'll play in the adaptation of the John Grisham novel of the same name, but it looks like Holland is preparing for a hectic film schedule in the coming years.
Will he have lawyer senses like Spider-Man?
The Spider-Man actor was recently named in the long list of A-listers, including his fiancée Zendaya, slated to star in Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, as well as Spider-Man 4 going into production. And Grisham, of course, is no stranger to seeing his legal thrillers on the silver screen. His previous book-to-movie adaptations include The Firm, The Pelican Brief, The Rainmaker, The Client, and others.
I like his stuff. Have you ever read his stuff?
Yeah, I read The Client. I thought that was it was a decent book. There's a couple more I would like
Star
to read.
Chamber? Is that him?
I think so, Steve.
Yeah.
I think he did. And that goes way back.
Way back, yeah.
I would like to read, I love The Firm. The movie is, I want to know more about
the characters,
the underworkings and the whole thing, because I thought it was brilliantly written.
The Firm and Pelican Brief, I read both of them and I liked both of those movies, but they're very different.
Okay.
They take a lot of liberties, and especially the Pelican Brief. It's a lot different than
Is Lilo and Stitch a sequel to that?
Yes. Yeah, it takes place in Hawaii.
Okay.
Last year, rumors of a reboot of the iconic 2000s slasher thriller American Psycho were everywhere, and they claimed that Elvis actor Austin Butler was in talks to take
I'm a psycho man.
Take on the famous role of Patrick Bateman.
That would work.
The author of American Psycho is saying it's all fake. It's not legit.
There's no need
There
for
is
it.
no need for it. It's a self-contained. Now, forgive me because I'm having a brain fart here, but there is a connection in story lore that...
Yeah, no, I've talked about this on the show.
What is the case?
The rules of attraction. So Brett Easton Ellis wrote both books.
Yeah.
And so the character from Rules of Attraction, who I believe is Dawson's Creek guy,
James Van Der Beek.
James Van Der Beek is Patrick Bateman's brother.
There we go.
And at one point in the movie Rules of Attraction, he is on the phone, like a pay phone.
Right.
And apparently he is talking to American Psycho guy.
It's pretty wild. Yeah.
Okay, Patrick Bateman. So he said, yeah, it's all fake. He said from various sources that I have, this is just fake news that was put out there to see how an audience is going to react. Ellis said, I heard somewhere from someone that there are no contracts. Austin Butler hasn't signed anything to play Patrick Bateman. He also adds that the supposed director of the reboot, Luca Guadagnino, doesn't have a deal either.
So I was reading this story about how movie companies will float these ideas out. And they obviously, as you would assume, they pay people to hop on social media and float these things out. It costs them nothing to see if there's any traction to this idea. And then they can react accordingly. It's like, dude, it's like audience testing without having to really do much.
It's right out of For Your Consideration.
For Your Consideration.
The movie. They do the same thing. They start floating these little rumors.
Right,
they get the press. And then there's some interest sometimes because of that. Yeah. Ellis clarified the distance between him and the new adaptation, saying, I have nothing to do with this. I am not involved creatively on any level, and that is all I know. A new trailer for season 3 of Reacher is out now. And in the upcoming season, Alan Ritchson, who stars as Jack Reacher, a former Army vet and current badass who goes undercover in a criminal organization in an attempt to rescue a DEA informant. The third season is based on Lee Child's Persuader from the Jack Reacher series of novels and debuts on Prime Video on February 20th. Yay.
I'm looking forward to it. I know. Are we all watching it?
No, I love the movie. But you guys have been raving about it. I need to hop on board.
Yeah, it's fun.
And honestly, you need him. I mean, listen, I think Tom Cruise did a fine job, but Tom Cruise is 5'6".
Yeah, he did.
He's a mountain, and he's a good actor.
Yeah.
He is.
And then they're sharply written.
Yeah, this guy's huge. But in this season, Nick, they have this guy that's way bigger than him.
Yes.
How is that even possible?
I don't know.
Did you watch the trailer, Case?
I did.
Because they're
I think we watched it here.
Yeah.
While we were talking about it.
We're looking at the trailer right now. The guy is a beast. I don't know who he is, but he's just gigantic.
Just played something in one of the shows I watched.
Is Anthony Michael Hall in this season? That's him. Go back like 15 seconds. That's Anthony Michael Hall sitting right there.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Wow, good eye, Casey. He looks much older. He's bald and kind of looks like Hannibal Lecter there a little bit. But
Very hot.
All right, so it's going to be out on February 20th. The first 3 episodes of the 8-episode season debuting that day, and then the rest of the season rolls out weekly. So they're doing that routine every Thursday through March 27th. But really, really cool show. So I'm looking forward to that. The trailer for season 4 of Apple TV's Mythic Quest has dropped. And the look at the new season promises that the Mythic Quest crew will see plenty of highs, including the success of their Cozy Galaxy project. And they also deal with some new annoyances. So there's an AI version of Ian, which is Rob McElhenney's character, who was already a handful when there was just one of him. So there's going to be multiple Rob's characters in this season. Mythic Quest Season 4 is going to hit Apple TV on January 29th.
We don't talk to Rob as much as we used to, but he's going to come on to promote this. He's really excited about the new
really?
season. Yeah. I think 2 or 3 weeks he'll be on.
I watched the Abbott Elementary crossover last night. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
it was good. They did it. They explained them being on the show because they were doing community service.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Wait, Steve, so last night was the Abbott Elementary
Abbott
version,
Elementary
right?
with them on as guests.
Okay.
And they synergized well. There's a point at which Glenn he turns to the camera and goes, what's with all these cameras? Because it has that sort of verite. And he goes, I'm not doing this. And then you hardly see him for the rest of the episode.
He's out?
Yeah.
That's funny. All right, and then one last thing. Bridgerton, no longer just a feast for our eyes. Netflix cooked up a sweet collab with their popular show. Ooh. And they're doing it with Betty Crocker to satisfy fans as they await season 4's debut. The Regency-themed baking mixes boast 3 elegant kits. You have a petite sponge cake kit, a cream puff kit, and a petite strawberry scone kit.
Do all those feature prominently in Bridgerton?
No.
The $7 boxed mixes available at Walmart also contain a scandal sheet from the mysterious Lady Whistledown.
Lady Whistledown, I brought you some scooter pies.
And baking tips from Lady Crocker.
Oh, Lady Crocker.
Okay.
And if that doesn't satisfy your sweet tooth, Love is Blind is also getting a tasty partnership with International Delight Coffee Creamers. This is stupid.
This is so stupid.
The lineup
It should be in the connoisseur, bro.
Stop reading.
has 2 coffee creamer flavors to celebrate season 8's Valentine's Day release: wedding cake and chocolate. Chocolate.
Do you know what I am enjoying, though?
I'd be all right with that.
The Tiger King sushi line is really wonderful.
Seriously.
And they also have a wedding cake flavored iced coffee.
Whatever.
A press release for the collab says the flavors are inspired by Love is Blind and literally gives fans a taste of pop culture through delicious. Oh, shut up.
Okay, thank you.
Clips.
I need a margarita collab somewhere.
Yes,
You
do.
should.
Yeah, I know.
How is there
How is this not
every
happening?
day?
I know.
If only you knew a place that served alcohol that already has a sandwich named after
Well,
you
I
that
mean-
might have a margarita
Yeah,
available.
but I want like a Mexican restaurant. Like
Okay.
I love that my sandwich lives
How about
there,
El
but-
Guppies?
Yeah.
Plaza Azteca.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Second Chance Stage is a talent competition show that offers contestants a second chance at their big break. And in this clip, host Emmanuel Acho shares what makes the show unique. Here we go.
You, as the viewer, you won't just be impressed, you will be impacted. I've heard this before, and I believe that this show, it really speaks to this, is I can impress you with my successes, but I can impact you with my scars. And this show, it's a bunch of talented individuals impacting the audience by bearing their scars.
All right, Second Chance Stage.
I don't give a
is streaming now on Max. All right, next clip. The drama miniseries American Primeval.
Yeah.
Follows a gritty and adventurous exploration of the birth of the American West. In this clip, actress Betty Gilpin talks about how she wanted to portray the extreme life of Western pioneers.
These people had it so much worse than we did, and how to choose to brave those elements on behalf of whatever they were searching for or wanting to protect, it made it that much more important to honor those things within these characters.
What the hell are you talking about?
American Primeval is streaming tonight. You'll see that on Netflix. And,
There's a lot of shows out there.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah, this is one.
There are so many that and I was reading an article. I'm trying to collect my thoughts here because I'm actually getting emotional thinking about it. There's so much that the case is made in this article about, is everything going to self-correct, and is there going to be a whittling down of the productivity of Hollywood because so much gets produced, to so few eyes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
And I'm sure people love this show and watch it. But until Preston brought it up, I never heard of it. And there are a lot of great shows out there that nobody will ever see because, Steve, there's so much of it. There's so much content. I don't know. Is that model sustainable?
I don't think.
As long as all these services are around, though, I mean, they got to fill those hours.
But look what they're doing. They're consolidating. They're eliminating. They're cutting back. I mean, in the mad rush when everyone hey, HBO streaming or this, they all come out with their streaming apps, and now they're all turning around and going, I don't know, maybe we'll just make this available on the regular channel because it's. And people get sick of paying for 50 different streaming channels.
Yep. All righty. With that, we will take a break. We will come back in a moment. We're getting some daylight, and it looks very nice, but it is brutal out and about today, gang. Very, very windy and very, very cold. So bundle up, get yourself set for the day. We'll be back in a moment.
On, right? And then I look at the top of the steps, and sure enough, there's a kid statue there, and I'm like, oh man,
a kid statue.
It's all right. So it's actually cute. It's like a doll that It's a kid, like, you're supposed to put it up against the wall where it looks like the kid's crying. You know, like he's having...
Come play with me.
He's having a temper tantrum.
Oh, one of those things.
Right.
You've seen those where they're...
He's like this, Preston.
It's like a stuffed... Okay. Right, and it's supposed to look like a kid or playing hide and go seek.
Right.
Okay.
But when I see it, I just get chills all down my arm, and I'm like, oh my God.
And you're sweating.
And I'm sweating, and I still, because I love my mother, I have to go to the third floor and find something.
Face your fears.
So that
we can play together forever and ever and ever.
So I have to go up these steps, and I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, just don't turn around, right? To this kid's statue. I'm 41 years old, by the way. Don't turn around, right? So I go up to the top of the steps, and there are no lights on the third floor. So I have the one light in the stairwell. I'm like chills the whole time. And then the demon room was there, and it's all dark. And like were you
embarrassed?
No, I was by myself. I'm embarrassed telling you guys now because I'm 41 years old and I'm afraid of
41. Yeah.
Everyone in Philadelphia is listening.
And so I had tunnel vision the whole time I was up.
By the way, not to make this story any longer, if you too are afraid of something in your house, feel free to call in and share your stories. 215-263-WMM. Marcus is taking a long time. Go ahead.
No. The story's over. I got what I needed.
Oh, we ended.
Yeah.
I didn't realize
I got what I needed, but the fear did not leave me. The chills did not leave my arm until I came all the way downstairs and got to where my sister was there too. Got to
why didn't your sister go up?
I don't know. Because I'm the man of the house.
You're the man.
I was the man.
Clearly, let me go have the heart attack.
The man of the house.
Gonna go up. I'm gonna crap myself. I'm gonna go get the ladies, please.
Wow.
I think there's a porn star named Huge Ackman.
Do we think? Or,
yeah, I think there is. I'm going to Google it.
Okay.
You do what you were doing there.
Huge Ackman.
Or Hugh Jackman.
I like Huge Ackman because there's John E. Depth.
Yeah.
We do know that. John E. Depth.
Huge Ack.
The production manager for Guns N' Roses, the current lineup on the
John E. Depth.
Okay.
What about Wilfred Rimley?
Yeah. Rim.
Yeah.
I like that.
He's a Bill Ackman.
There's a.
If I were a porn star and I were huge, I would be called Huge Ackman.
But what's Ackman?
It's my last name.
His last name.
Huge is what I am.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah.
You usually want the first name to be the action on the second, right?
No, or do whatever you want.
All right. Yeah. It's your porn star.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Lindsay Lohan is reportedly pushing fiance Igor Tarabasov to get treatment for anger management.
You got to do something. And now.
The news comes just a few days after the blowout fight in London, which ended with police breaking down the door to Lindsay's home and receiving calls from the neighbors. We talked about this the other day.
You've got serious issues.
Now, her rep told Page Six, Lindsay believes Igor has anger management issues and she would like him to go to therapy. They both want to work things out. Other sources claim that Igor has become controlling over Lindsay, explaining he has taken control over her business. He's in charge of her finances and is controlling over her deals, even though he has no experience in Hollywood.
Do you want to know my issue with Igor? He's always hanging out with his buddies, Dracula, Frankenstein, and Wolfman. And they're great. Don't get me wrong, they're great guys. Mm-hmm. But they get into trouble.
Bros before hoes, that's his thing.
Bros before hoes.
Oh, my God.
And then it's like he's off to Transylvania.
Lindsay's rep said that...
He did the mash. He did the monster mash. and no, don't get me wrong. It was a graveyard smash.
Mm-hmm. Lindsay's rep also said...
They cut out of the flash.
I cannot confirm her pregnancy. So
what's the deal?
Little follow-up to that.
We don't have that?
No.
We don't have that? Come on.
We don't have the Monster Man.
Wait a second. Doesn't Ben play anything they feel like?
Can we borrow from them?
Isn't that the rough and tumble philosophy?
I hope they play that today.
Monster Man.
Yeah.
It's probably not.
Chuck.
This is to my personal story.
Yep.
It's not like it's Halloween.
I was looking in the
lab late one night with my eyes held. A scary sight.
For my monster from his slab began.
So anyhow,
and suddenly, to my surprise, he did the match. He did the monster match.
The monster match.
Igor likes the monster match.
He did the match.
It caught on in the flash. He did the monster match. Now everyone's, was that?
The monster.
Justin, who called in earlier this morning, had a dumpster pool party in Philadelphia.
A smaller dumpster.
And the license and inspections said you can't do that.
Yeah.
It's against the law in Philadelphia. And we work right across the city limits of Philadelphia. So we're like, not unlike the movie Footloose.
Hey, right.
You cross the city limits. It's legal to do it, so we figured we'd have one on our own here this morning. Oh, my God. I just saw a picture of it. That's crazy. One person who might be ready to get in the water. I'm looking at Casey. He's wearing goggles and he has a, what do you call it, swim cap on?
A USA skin cap, yeah.
I'm ready for the dumpster pool Olympics.
A star-spangled swim cap on, ready to go.
There's history to be made today as well. A team of Casey's.
Attempting the world record for laps underwater without taking a breath in a dumpster pool. We will have an official world record that's taking place live on the Preston and Steve Show this
We just
morning.
might see this at the next Olympics, Preston.
Swimmers, take your mark. Go!
Oh, man, started.
He's going down. He's made it to the first end. He's turned around and he's coming back. It's full turn under the water, pushing off the end.
That's
Preston, he's back for number two. Turning around back towards number 3. To the back end. He's doing this whole thing underwater.
Wow.
His turns are pretty precise.
Well,
Except for that last one. Come on, he's up.
And he's up. He's up. He did 4.
USA!
Yes, all right. I'm going to try to break Casey's world record for dumpster swimming.
Now, Preston is one of those privileged people who has a pool in his backyard.
I do. My pool is probably twice the size of this length.
It's
and
two dumpsters side by side.
I went in and I did a couple of quick test laps, and it's a little further than I thought it was going to be.
Well, let's see. I can't let you break my world record without me attempting to break your world record.
And we are ready. And we are set. Go. He's underwater.
All right, he's got
Suddenly he's become British.
one length, turned around, coming back.
Back. He's coming back.
Right.
2 lengths, done. Now he's going halfway for his 3rd length.
It's a merman.
Turning around, approaching his 4th length. This is to tie the world record. He has tied the world record.
He's going again.
He's going. Oh, wow. Is he going to shatter the world record? He did 5.
5!
Oh.
5! He shattered.
Day in the
Destroyed
morning.
the world record.
Let's get a word with the champion. Champ, how do you feel? Are you exhausted? Woo! What were you using as your technique?
I feel pretty good. My technique was just all natural technique. Was just glide through the water, Pierre. It looks like somebody's suiting up down there at the end of the platform.
Oh, Casey getting in.
Casey,
There we go.
Graceful entrance.
you should be on the cover of Men's Health. Ready and set. Go. The big man is underwater. Wow, look at all his tattoos. He is moving fast with logicious speed.
What kind of speed?
Logicious.
Logicious speed.
He's on his 3rd lane.
Swimmers know what logicious means.
I was watching the Olympics the other day, and there was a bike race on this.
That's
English.
4.
Second, 4. Is each one 1?
Five.
Yep.
Right.
All right, so
5.
he's now tied, Preston.
It's a tie, ladies and gentlemen.
2.
Wow.
Let's get a word with the new champ, who's also a tie. How do you feel, Kate?
I'm really tired. That was so hard. I had to. I wanted to quit at 4, but I couldn't.
Winners never quit and quitters never win.
I was like,
There's no I in team.
I almost passed out, but I made it.
You sure the hell did.
Oh, my God.
Let's
This is a victory. This is a victory not only.
USA! USA!
For Casey Preston.
All right, let's see if we can get an answer to this stupid question. What type of animal was Dolly, the first mammal cloned from an adult somatic cell in 1996 when that happened? 215-263. WMMR, and it looks like Mike here was our first caller in, so I'm going to go to him. Good morning, Mike.
Gadzooks.
Gadzooks, my man. So what type of mammal was it?
A sheep.
A sheep, yes. Dolly the sheep. That's the audio of the cloning process.
It didn't work as well as they had hoped. There were complications.
All right.
Yeah, well, good morning.
Run!
Listen, let's give something away here. We have this screening of Mechanic Resurrection. It's a Jason Statham.
Jason Statham.
See, Jason Statham in The Mechanic.
Jason Statham.
Resurrection. You remember when he died in the first one, Preston? He comes back as the leader of a religion now. The stone, and I swear to God, Jason Statham is back from the dead. I saw the boulder was moved.
I hate you, Casey. He's just looking at me laughing.
Such a great name.
WMMR.
Guys, look outside the studio window. Look at how much those trees are moving
Yes,
around.
without leaves.
I just ran outside. I had to run to my car to get something. The wind is, it will blow you over.
Yeah. Yeah, they're talking 50-mile-an-hour gusts today with a high temperature of like 33 degrees.
So compare that to what's going out of the Pacific Palisades in LA.
Double that.
That's
Right.
the kind. Yeah, that's this wind and more.
100-mile-an-hour winds. Again, mind blowing. But again, it does put things into perspective. Like, Nick came in this morning and we're talking about how cold it is and what they're dealing with. It's all contextual, but man, oh man.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
And that's why, imagine this wind and more with embers that are blowing around all over the place. And all they have to do is land on a roof, land on a tree next to a house that catches fire, and then boom, the whole thing goes up. And that's what they're dealing with in California right now.
And it's, again, if you haven't had the time to actually explore it, you may not want to, and I would completely understand, but you've never seen anything like what's going on out there. But here locally, we've had a number of fires, and I was touched by something that someone said. One of the people who had been in a row home fire, and the house a couple over set fire, caught their house on fire as well. And Preston, she's looking into the camera, and she goes, I see this on the news all the time.
Yeah.
And now I'm that person.
Yeah.
And that puts it so into perspective.
So with the hurricanes in Florida, my sister lost almost everything. Not all of it. I mean, these houses in California that are being caught, like everything gone, ashes, literally ashes. At least my sister was able to salvage some of her stuff, maybe about less than a quarter of it. But
Stuff
she
you
got
can dry out.
some
Yeah.
of
Wait,
it.
didn't your other family members leave Florida as a result? Because they lost everything.
They moved to California.
They moved to California.
Dude, are they near this?
No, I don't think so.
Wow.
No, they are. I got to find out where they're staying right now because they're staying with people, but I don't think they're in this area. We were talking off air. If you indeed were in this evacuation situation, what would you grab? Because, like, Nick, how much time? Any idea your family had?
My cousin. That was one of the other awful things about all of it is that I saw on social media some brush fires being shared on Instagram the other day, and this was in the morning. The fire in the Palisades started at about 10:30 in the morning on Tuesday. By noon, my cousin Alyssa was getting evacuation notices, and they were out by 12:30 LA time. And so they got their cats, they got their cars, and they were able to get out of there with their cars, and a lot of people weren't. And a couple of heirlooms in the house. My Aunt Susan's house, she has like some horses and stuff. They had to like get them evacuated. So you have a very short amount of time to grab whatever you think you might be able to get, knowing full well you're probably not going to come back.
Yeah. Wow.
I watched a guy this morning on 6ABC. So he was local from the area, but moved out to California in 2021. Now, he was not in like that immediate where they only had, like an hour and a half later, they had to get out of their house. He's in an area where the fire is moving towards him. So he had a little bit of time to prepare, but he talked about what he was packing. And it was him and his wife, and they had dogs. And so he said, we packed a bag each, and they put their, important documents in there, I guess, passports, birth certificate, things like that, a few days change of clothes, and like some pictures and stuff like that. But he said, we can go at any minute. We'll be out of here the second they tell us. But he had time to prepare and pack that bag.
Yeah, so we were talking off air about, all right, what
do you take?
What are you going to grab? At our house, if we only have like 30 minutes or so, maybe, if that. Fortunately, we have a safe. We bought one of those gun safes, and we put all of our important stuff in there. So we have that at the ready. So all Kathy passports, birth certificates,
there.
important,
That's
Social
good.
Security cards, and heirlooms.
How heavy is it?
We'd never get the whole safe out.
I'm just kidding.
No way. Yeah, I'll just fill out. It's carry on.
I can't lift it.
But anything that's old and of value, we have in there as well. So that would be an easy grab and go thing. But outside of that, I was trying to think of, okay, so we've got like 10 more minutes. We've got everything, all the important documents and things. What are the few other things that I'm going to grab? And I can't really. Well, the important thing is you're safe and you get your family out, and the rest of it is all stuff. And obviously, there's lots of things that have sentimental value.
And that's what I'm thinking of. What's the thing you're going to be a month after it and go, oh my God, I should have taken that.
Yeah.
Earlier this morning, I saw a clip of Whitney Cummings, the comedian. We've had her on the show. She's great. And Nick, you saw a list of things that she went for.
These were like mementos, frame stuff. You have it, Preston?
I have some photos, that of the things that she grabbed. And some of them are some necklaces. She said, here's what she grabbed. Rodney Dangerfield's Tonight Show notes, Two Broke Girls pilot script cover page, a painting of Mona by Kevin G. Christie.
Is that her horse?
I don't know. No, it's a dog.
Okay.
Carrie's, Carrie, who is Carrie? I don't know. Carrie's mirror from Sex and the City. Okay. And a gift from Michael Patrick King, and and a few.
That's what she grabbed out of her house?
Yeah,
and she also took her her son's, or I guess the baby she just had, her son, the birth certificate.
Oh, the birth certificate.
She left the baby.
She left the baby, but she took the birth certificate.
This is a cool one. Brad Wilk from Rage Against the Machine, and he wrote on social media, he said, thanks to everyone reaching out. We're good, but had to evacuate last night, hose down the house, and grab the humans and animals and split. Oh, I did grab one thing from the house, he said, and he posted a picture of it. This Van Halen Women and Children First OG t-shirt. Very apropos. Everybody, please be careful and stay safe. And Wolfgang Van Halen commented on his post and said, stay safe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised at that stuff just because of one personal experience. I have a friend of mine, his house burnt down and he got nothing out of it. He was able to go in and get his animal out, and that was pretty much it. Nobody died in the fire, but he lost everything. And what he said on the other end of it was nothing in there mattered. Like at that time when I wanted to make sure my wife was out and then had to go back in. I think it was a dog or a cat had to go back in. He actually ended up getting lost in there. Like he said immediately, he said, it's my house. I'm fine. I can go in and find the animal, and immediately got lost. So he said, I'm glad that our lives were saved. But he said nothing in there mattered. They had like collectibles. They collected bobbleheads. And he said like all of that stuff I thought about didn't matter. He said the only thing that they were really upset to have lost was their memories. So pictures and photo albums and things like that. And solely because of his story, if this ever happened to me and I had time to grab stuff, I would grab my computer because that has all of the pictures of Jace as a baby and all of that
it's
stuff.
It's there. And you would not have had, and if it's up in the cloud, if you're doing cloud-based storage, which most of us are doing that, you can retrieve it at any point. But I mean, but that makes sense. That stuff has the stuff you really need. Your phone, your computer, that at least has all of your documentation and passwords and all that stuff you need to function. Yeah.
I have a question, and hopefully we can talk to. I can ask this to Ed on line one because you were talking about how your friend got lost in his own home. Mm-hmm. How loud is a fire?
Okay, so and we will go to Ed because his house caught on fire last year. Carter and I came upon a house fire. We were driving down the road and we saw it like as the fire trucks were pulling
arriving.
up.
Wow.
And so we were close enough, and we just kind of stopped and observed for a bit. And Casey, we heard cracking and popping and small explosions, like small, like firecrackers popping and stuff like that. And it was loud. I mean, we were, 70, 80 yards away and could hear everything crackling and popping.
Yeah, because I want to, like your home, right? Like, you could probably navigate your home with your eyes closed or whatever, but when it's full of smoke and
you're having a hard time breathing,
and breathing, and
very
then
different.
But then sensory overload, how loud is it inside as well?
All right, well, we're gonna let's go to Ed because he's on hold and he lost his house in a fire last year. Ed, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
We're doing all right. Ed, tell us. First of all, tell us what happened to your home.
Okay, it actually was just this past October. I lost everything. I literally walked out with the clothes on my back and my family.
Oh my God! What was the scenario? Were you woken up in the middle of the night? Was it that type of thing?
Quarter after 4 in the morning, my wife wakes me up and said, "Ed, I hear the smoke alarms." I walk out of the bedroom, go downstairs. I see this orange glow.
Oh.
I walk downstairs, look towards the back. You're talking about the sound. That's a sound that's going to haunt me forever.
Wow.
I basically turned around, screamed to get my wife and my son happened to be staying overnight, got them out of the house. The fire department said we had less than 2 minutes to get out of the house.
Wow.
I lost everything.
Did you make it out the
wallet?
Did you make it out the front door, Ed?
And that's the other thing that saved me. 3 things saved me.
Okay.
I got out in 2 minutes' time. The smoke alarms went off, and I had my entrance of my house was towards the front. The fire was in the rear.
Quick question, Ed. What for 2 minutes? What was the accelerant? What set on fire that had it advance that quickly?
I had the family over for my birthday. I had a chimney on the back deck, which on concrete pavers. I went out and checked it at 9:30. There wasn't an ember anywhere inside the chimney. But apparently what the fire marshal said that because it was so dry for those 2 months, an ember popped out, sat there and smoldered. They said they can smolder for hours.
Wow. No kidding.
Came from the back deck and then hit my gas grill. One tank exploded, and the other tank, the pressure valve relieved, and basically became a blowtorch.
Oh, my God. I see, because I think we all have that. Any homeowner, anybody in general has a fear of a fire, an apartment, or whatever. But stuff like that terrifies me.
All right, Ed, so you said you got the family out and the clothes on your back. Did you say you had your phone with you?
No.
Nothing.
I had nothing.
Oh, my God.
No phone, no wallets, no keys, nothing.
Okay,
the only thing that got...
Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
No, continue.
The only thing that got me through the weekend was the generosity of my neighbors. They they gave me money so at least I could buy a phone. Oh, wow. My daughter set up a GoFundMe, which has helped. But I'm going to give the listeners 3 things to do.
Okay.
Check your smoke alarms, check your insurance policy, and make sure that you have an exit plan to get out of the house.
Yeah.
Sage advice, because there apparently is some sort of issue with the insurance situation for a lot of people in that Pacific Palisades area that they're finding out now that there might be issues with them getting reimbursed.
Yeah, same thing happens with like the hurricane issue that my sister went through, and flood insurance and things, flood versus storm. Like there's specific words that are used that can screw you out of what you are actually entitled to. Ed, so what I'm thinking about is now like Nick's family, these people who are like this is fresh. This just happened to them. Like the next few steps are, okay, we have to get some clothes.
Yeah.
We have to eat. We have to do these things. I mean, eventually you're going to have to go through the steps of insurance company and all that other stuff. But in the meantime, you got to kind of set up camp and find a place to live for a day or two while you have to work on this. You had your neighbors help you out. This wasn't the, scenario where the entire community was on fire like this place. But those first few days, like you had to start to reamass the possessions that people have just to live, right?
Yeah. Because like I said, first thing was to get a phone. I can't contact anybody because I don't have a phone.
Yeah.
I can't buy anything because I don't have any money and I don't have a credit card. May I make one other suggestion?
Sure.
Also, if you have the time, take your iPhone or whatever phone it is, do a walk around of your house. Because I have to do my attic and my second floor of my house, which is where all my, all the belongings. I have to do my inventory from memory.
Wow.
I can't get up there. So imagine everything that you have down to your last watch, pair of underwear, jeans, everything. We have to sit there and do this inventory strictly from memory.
Wow.
So at least walk around with your phone and do a quick filming of the entire house, and you will always, it's not going to get absolutely everything, but at
you'll
least
have an idea.
You can pause it at points and say, okay, I see this, this, and that, and these were inside of that, and,
Here are my beer steins.
Of course.
Yeah.
But that's a great idea, Ed.
Ed, actually, I saw somebody doing that yesterday in the Palisades, and it was heartbreaking because she knew that this was the last time she was going to see any of this stuff, but she had the forethought to walk around her home with her phone and record as much of it as she could. I had another quick insurance question for you, if you don't mind. I've heard also that a bit of advice to consider is take your time when filing the claim afterwards. You don't have to feel rushed because you're going to be emotional. There's going to be a lot that's on your mind. So don't feel pressured into signing anything or moving forward with your insurance policy immediately after the fire.
You're saying let it breathe.
Right.
Well, I was asking Ed if
they give you a year on the inventory. What they call the content. The structural part, which is the house. Basically, if you turn the house upside down, everything falls out to content. The structural part is easy. It's the content that they give you, at least my insurance, they give me a year. It's going to take that long. The inventory, think of it, your exterior garage, your kitchen, every appliance, everything in there, you have to inventory.
Yeah.
Because basically someone says you give a half-ass list, you get half-ass money.
Wow. Yeah, and then you got to assess value for all that stuff. That's a process. Yeah.
It's daunting, but like I said, I was fortunate. I had neighbors who were extremely helpful. My daughter who set up the GoFundMe. Oh, one other quick thing. Have someone double check your insurance policy. Stuff like if you have jewelry, you have pianos, you have drums, you have stuff that is not, normal content. Make sure that it's spelled out because not all insurance companies treat every object in the value that you think it is.
Right.
So have someone evaluate it and take a look at it because sometimes there's some squirrely things that come up.
Ed,
anyway,
what's your situation now? Where did you guys get back into a home?
Well, we stayed overnight at a friend's house, neighbor's house. We were put up in a hotel for 2 weeks. That was funny. The guy said, well, I need a credit card and some identification. I said, it's in a pile on the floor in my basement. And we're now temporarily living in a house in Jamison. So we at least have a house. We're trying to piece back what our lives were. But Cassie said the memories, if you don't have them on the phone, a lot of our kids' pictures, memories of where we trips and stuff like that, I don't have. So,
but you're alive as you observed, and everything else becomes secondary. It doesn't make it any easier, but that's the main thing.
And we were, like I said, we were fortunate the three of us got out because the fire company said because that the rate at which that fire accelerated through the house, they said we had less than 2 minutes to get out.
Well, it's smoke alarms saved your life, dude. Smoke alarms saved your family's life.
Use this conversation if you're listening today, because you've heard about stories recently of fires and families that are have to make the exact same calls that Ed is making as far as his life. And so check your policy. Chronicle what's in your home. Check your smoke alarms. If you've passed by an outlet where you say that looks wonky or there's too much in there. Take that extra step.
All right, Ed.
Yeah, it does. It's worth it.
Thanks for calling. Good luck with everything, bud.
All right. Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right, we'll talk to you later. Wow.
Yeah, my friend that I was talking about actually texted me and said the exact same thing. Check your insurance policy. I think the insurance can be a nightmare. I mean, I know mine much less serious, obviously, than this, but I had a flood in my kitchen, and I will say, Nick, that was a good point you pointed out. I felt rushed.
Yeah.
That they were like, you need to get this in 2 weeks. So I was like trying to create a whole new kitchen in 2 weeks, and and that's how they made you feel. In the end, it didn't need to be done in 2 weeks.
I can't remember all the tequilas I had.
Are there people that you can call that can help you?
Well,
with
I mean,
that?
listen, we were working with an insurance agent, and it was that person saying, hurry, hurry, hurry. And then when it didn't get done in 2 weeks, he was like, okay, we can extend it.
Yeah, but I mean, somebody who's not your insurance agent.
An advocate who works, who's provided.
Yeah.
So, question. We obviously the Red Cross, a fantastic organization. A one house fire, we would tend to think in more extensive situations
bigger.
for the Red Cross. Does the Red Cross step in if you've had a house fire? Could you contact them?
I would think
for
so.
guidance on something
I would
like
hope
that?
so. Yeah. Wow. So what do you guys grab? Besides the important papers,
we've got 8 cats and a dog. So
that's
all you have time
step
for.
one.
So that's probably going to be it. I doubt I'll rescue any of the Batman statues.
Yeah.
To be honest,
sir, you're going to have to let that go.
I'm going back in.
Sir, go get your wife.
Oh my God.
Again, those things that are so heartbreaking. But
I think in the end, I know Ed said he doesn't have the memories, but he's alive, his wife's alive, his kids are alive. I know that there are memories, and I'm sure it's sad. And this hasn't happened to me, so I can't speak on experience. But you're alive. That's all that matters.
I'm trying to think of anything that would be, wow, I cannot forget that. And I'm coming up with nothing. I mean, I have my Paul McCartney autographed poster.
Yes.
That he signed to me. Kenny Knight.
Yeah.
But
would that be, I mean, honestly, would you get,
I wouldn't run back in the
birth
house.
certificates are in your safe, right? I assume.
Yeah.
All of that stuff you can get in one, to have it in one accessible packet, would certainly help. Again, I think what's actually taken a lot of that onus or that thinking off of us is the fact that all your photographs are on your phone.
Well,
all those memories.
Not all. I mean,
I have old ones that are hanging up on the wall that are important.
And I have photo albums from printed photos. And Steve, now any photo that I take inevitably ends up in the phone in the cloud or whatever. But I have that's what I would grab.
Have you thought of digitizing
No,
it's not something we think of doing.
Well, I like physical copies of things, so I would go. That's what I would grab. I would grab photo albums and those types of memories, and make sure that and I know where they are. But honestly, all of this conversation is making me want to just go through the house and kind of prioritize stuff.
But to kind of point out what Steve is indicating, though, you haven't lost all your stuff.
Sure.
You still have a digital record of some photos. Most people do, as long as you have your phone or cloud-based. So you're not going to lose all records. A few years ago, before this was available, it's like you lost all of them.
Right,
but
so
you're all gone.
You're asking what I'm going to grab, and that's the stuff I'm going to grab.
Okay.
And, for sure.
Yeah, there's one picture that and in fact, it's made me think about it now. I should probably get a digital photo of it. It's my mother and father together at an event.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
get emotional thinking about losing that. Yeah,
capture that.
Yeah,
for sure. What about anybody else? Anything else you would that you would grab for sure?
You know me in stressful panic situations. I freak out and I can't think. Do you know? I'm
going back in for the tequila.
But I forget, something recently just happened, and when it was over, I was like, "Oh my God, you did nothing. You couldn't." When Steve passed out, I was I know I needed to do something. I just didn't know what the hell to do. Meanwhile, Casey checked to make sure he was breathing, which was the smart thing to do, and I ran out of the studio.
But don't beat yourself up because that's the way so many people react, and not everyone can pull it together. I'm sure, Casey, were you to be presented with something that really had, that was even that much more profound, or a family member or whatever, we can all have those moments where we lapse and go, what do I do?
I just think it's every time.
Every
for
time,
me.
okay.
Well, Kathy, to Steve's point, there are actually 3 reactions when your adrenaline starts pumping, and these are human reactions. And the common 2 that people always cite are fight or flight. But there's a third that happens in a lot of people, and that's freeze. And so some people, their brains just freeze up, and you're just one of them. So you can take solace in the fact that you're not alone, but a lot of people in that type of situation, it's not fight or flight, it's freeze.
Dude, I froze one time. This was really bad. We were at Linvilla Orchards, Casey.
Okay.
And we were out in one of the fields, and we were picking, strawberries or whatever it was, and this nasty storm came up. And I mean, black sky, strong wind. My kids are little toddlers, and I'm like, I'm like, come on, guys, let's go.
Yeah.
And my buddy Steve was with me, and he does the right thing and picks my children up, and we start to run. I'm like, why didn't I do that?
Why didn't I grab my kids?
Run! Why didn't I grab my children?
Well,
I know I forgot something.
Why aren't you as fast as I am? Oh, that's right. You have tiny kid legs.
A little more serious than that, but somebody that I know was at the skating rink when the shooting happened down at City Hall over the holiday season, and she grabbed her kid from the ice rink. She was not on the ice and pulled them over the barrier, but she started pulling other kids.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, good idea.
So, but may I present you this notion? I will guarantee you, though you're not remembering, there's some point at which you did not freeze and did something. What about when your son's friend had to started having
had a seizure?
So you jumped in and you did not freeze at that moment.
And I did the Heimlich on Carter.
There you go, buddy.
That was maybe I learned from that Linvilla.
It's a good thing that it didn't happen at Linvilla, because that kid would have been dead.
Yes.
I just, when I was at, Kath at Mass, when they would light the incense, and people would just pass out from that.
Yeah.
And I watched this girl in front of me just crumble. It was like slow motion. She was like,
I remember Casey.
and I just watched it happen.
Well, when Nick passed out,
Yeah.
that's what he did. He crumbled from his chair down to the ground, and I remember watching, and it felt like slow motion. I was like, "Where's Nick going?" To the floor.
Do I have any appearances this weekend?
When did you pass out? I don't remember.
In the old studio, before Steve did. And the EMTs came. They took me to Lankenau.
Oh, yeah.
I was severely dehydrated. Actually, Steve, you and I had a couple of things in common that I found out after you passed out that I went through as well. And maybe this is the case for you, but like I have very little memory of right before it happened, and then waking up and being like, "What the hell just happened?"
I remember starting into a cough, and then I remember standing up at the mic.
Yeah. Oh my God.
We have a few calls that are going to help people out. This is obviously happening in California, but it happen anywhere. Your house burns down. I want to go to Joe, who is a Philly fire officer for 25 years, and he's got some advice. Hi, Joe. You're on the air. Good morning.
Hi. Good morning, guys.
Hey, Joe.
I had to call in.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, absolutely. Where would you like to start?
Well, first of all, if you do have a fire, right after we're done doing what we're doing, actually while we're still there, all these guys are going to show up trying to get you to sign to board up your house and stuff. Do not do that. Absolutely worst thing in the world. First person you call is an insurance adjuster. They will call and have reputable people come do that, and they will get you more money to fix everything in that house.
So let me clarify quickly. You're saying there are predatory people who arrive at a scene of a fire, and they will offer to board up the house immediately.
Yes, and they'll try to sign. We call them vultures.
Vultures. You're saying the thing to do is to contact your insurance company, the people that you're paying to protect you in this sort of situation, and they will send people to board up your house properly, correct?
Negative. You call an insurance adjuster.
Oh.
So we have another person on hold, Rachel, who, if we have time, we'll go to. She had a flood, and she said she used a private adjuster instead of an insurance
That's the
agent.
best thing ever.
Okay.
That's the smart move and really the only legitimate move.
Okay.
Private adjuster.
But like, I don't understand why. What are these vultures getting out of you? Do you know what I mean? Like
well, the
they
private
are
adjuster,
offering you a service,
but the private adjuster's working for you.
Right. The vultures that we call them that show up on scene that get in our way and all this, it's not just because they're in our way. It's because you have a small fire in your kitchen, okay, and you have a little smoke damage in your living room in front, so a row home. They'll come in and rip down all your walls and all your ceilings when it only had to be painted, and now you were out of your home longer. And the more they rip down, the more money they can bill.
Oh, okay.
So you don't want that. If you call your adjuster will notify your insurance company for you, and then they will send in reputable people to do what is necessary.
All right.
They do it great, and they'll get you more money too.
I think what happens, and we all do this, and I've talked about this, we default and sometimes we act like we understand it, but we don't quite understand it. So categorically, you're saying, in this case, you've had a fire situation at your home. Get a private adjuster to come to your house first, correct?
First, absolutely first.
And how does one acquire a private adjuster? What's the best way to go about getting that private adjuster?
I can tell you, I had a situation in my house with plumbing, and I got some reference from my sister, and they were the insurance company was going to give me $850 for this plumbing situation. The adjuster wound up getting over $16,000 to fix it right.
Wow.
That's the difference, because they're not going to pay for, all the other stuff. They just want to pay for that one little section.
Right.
Whatever. But
all right.
If other things are damaged, they have to pay for that.
Joe, I got a text from a friend who's in the insurance industry, and he said that the vultures sometimes will listen in on police radios, and then they will swarm when yeah, okay.
Yeah, just like the tow truck drivers do for accidents.
See, this is something I'm completely unaware of, and I think in a moment of duress, when you've had something and you're turning around and looking to people, Joe, you're likely to be an easy mark. So you're saying make sure, first and foremost, you're going to contact a private adjuster, and you can ask people that you know, but what is the best?
Or just look one up.
Look one up.
Hold on. There's several people are texting in that we're using the wrong phrase. It's not private adjuster. It's a public adjuster.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a public adjuster. That's what it's called.
Okay.
But they're a private company.
Right.
They're just called public adjusters.
Okay.
And
all right.
honestly, that's the call, and that's the person they're going to take a portion of your settlement, whatever you agree to. Whatever you're going to get from them is much more than you would ever get just from calling your insurance company.
Public adjuster. Okay.
Yeah, it's the absolute best investment you will make if you have any kind of damage to your home.
Okay, because I think a lot of people, and sadly, sometime today, someone's going to be in this situation where they've had a house fire or whatever, and they're wondering what the hell to do. Public adjuster, first step.
I'm also getting a number of texts of people who got screwed over by public adjusters.
There you go.
As well.
There's always going to be that.
Yeah.
Any industry. And honestly, I'm not a public adjuster.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I've had this situation happen to me, and I've seen it before. And honestly, and try not to, people get mad at us. They're like, well, you had a fire. Why did you cut a hole in my roof? Why did you break all of our windows?
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, and because they don't know who I am, being the officer, I can tell guys what to do, what not to do, and what to break. And when they break windows, I try to get them to take as many windows as possible, because it's one claim on your insurance and we'll get you all new windows.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're going to have the damage anyway. We might as well, if you're going to take the door, make sure you take the whole door.
Yeah.
Get everything. So that claim, they get all new everything, and they're better off for it. So don't yell at the fireman for trying to help you out.
Right.
Okay, sage advice. Yeah. By the way, they're there to save your life.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, truly, but we're going to do, some of us are going to do certain things maybe we're not supposed to do, but it's really to help the guy person out. So,
okay. All right. Joe, thanks.
we know what we're doing.
Thanks for the heads up, man. We appreciate it, bud.
Thanks.
All right, we'll see you. Yeah, it's I guess there's people trying to screw you no matter what.
Yeah, well, I see. I would not have thought of that first step, and it does make sense to me. Even the insurance company's going to try to, everyone looks out for themselves, understandably so. But if you can have someone who's a little bit of a more of a removed third party, so to speak, who's going to be endeavoring to help you out, then that's a good thing. Because that's it. In those moments, you panic. You don't know what to do.
Apparently they take a big chunk, the public adjusters do, of your settlement. Some people are saying 20, 30%, something along those lines. But then is the trade-off the fact that they are going to get more from the insurance company than you would have on your own?
Well, yeah. Are they motivated by that?
They're motivated to do it.
Yeah.
So, wow. God, God, it's just a terrible situation to be
It
in
is.
all the way around.
And so many people face it every friggin' day.
All right, one last call, and I apologize. There are so many people who have been on hold for a while. Sean has been on hold for like 25 minutes. Sean said he would grab the book in his house, a binder of the memories of his kids and stuff. I think if you've got that, clearly that's one you go after. I'm sorry we're not going to be able to get your call, Sean. Thanks for hanging on. But we got to go to Dave because he's Kristen Herman's brother, who's the program director of our sister station, Ben FM. And he had a fire, I think. Hey, Dave, you're on the air. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, Dave. So what's up, man? What happened?
Yeah, so we were out of town visiting my parents and ended up having a fire at our house Christmas Day 2023. A lot of good advice coming from a lot of people here. It's obviously very traumatic. You show up, the scene's insane, and you really don't know what's going on, so you're trying to piece it all together because it's hitting you really quickly. You don't know who to trust. Like who?
Yes.
These firefighters who are trying to save your house, save your neighbors' houses, but they're also kind of wrecking your house. So there's like mixed emotions there. And like you get all these different people that are approaching you. And as somebody mentioned earlier, the vultures, like we had people approach us while our house was still on fire, with a charger for a cell phone saying, hey, I represent so-and-so. Would you be interested in talking more? Would you sign this?
Wow.
And
that quick.
It's so quick, and you get hit on it from so many different angles. I think a lot of good advice coming out of all this, but if you just kind of take your time with it, do your claim, and if you feel like things aren't going smooth with your claim and you don't have a good feeling on like the progression of the claim, or you don't like how it's going, then look at that public adjuster. They do take a lot. So I entertained a couple just to see what they would be taken out of my claim. And I mean, when you're building a whole new house, 15-20% gets you a much smaller house than what you had.
Okay, so is it your perception, though, Dave, that public adjuster could have possibly gotten enough and much more to offset that increased fee that they're taking?
In some cases, yes. I think it really depends on your insurance company and what you have in the policy. So there's your general coverage for your house, your dwelling, and whatnot. But there's also a lot of different add-ons that you can get, things that cover you in inflation and stuff like that.
Right.
So we were very lucky because we were referred to this company by my in-laws, and they were with them forever, and they really took good care of us. Because without some of those add-ons, we would not have been able to do nearly what we did with rebuilding.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Does your sister know you listen to us and not her?
She knows I toggle back and forth.
All right,
That's
very
the
good.
diplomatic answer.
All right, Dave, we appreciate it, man. Thanks for the advice.
Could
all
you
right?
imagine?
I can't imagine any of this. And
You're
honestly,
at a
thank
fire?
God I'm married because I would be I'm lost in this conversation.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Rochelle this is her domain.
This is one of
This
those
is not
things where you think, okay, I guess I should pretend that I understand this because I'm an adult. And I'm just like, it's not the thing. You don't screw around. Just ask every question. And in this case, at least if you do a takeaway today, think about the notion of photo chronicling your house with your phone.
That's a great
All
piece
of
of
those
advice.
things. Absolutely. Fire alarms, smoke detectors. Do that.
Yeah, and afterwards, take your time.
Yeah.
Don't feel rushed at all, and take your time on your schedule where you feel like you're being patient and getting the results that you want, because ultimately it is your home, it's your stuff, so you should get out of the insurance company what you think you should get.
And remember that, again, hearkening back to that one woman, it was just a couple of days ago, outside of fire of her own home in a row home, saying, I watch it on TV. I always think how sad for those people. And now I'm that person. So you don't think it's you. Sadly, it could be.
And thank you to Leah, who's been on hold for a while. Her ex-boyfriend had a house that burned down. The Red Cross did help him, gave him a place to stay, and some supplies and things. And Lindsay, a former insurance adjuster, we don't have time to go to the call. She said she could have answered a ton of questions, but we have to take a break. But this is all, with all that's happening in California and these fires has got us on that conversation. So we'll take a break. We'll come back in a second and we'll steer over to the bizarre file for a bit. We do have some guests stopping by. I'll tell you who that is. Stay with us. We'll be back in a moment.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Jaden Steedman.
My favorite is Kathy, though.
And everyone
We all
does
do
it.
that. Everybody does it.
Everybody.
It goes between Kathy and Casey.
The hybrid.
Kathy. All right, so I have tickets to see The Mechanic Resurrection starring Jason Statham. Steve sent me this story. President Lyndon Baines Johnson would apparently, according to this story, relieve the stress of his job by sleeping with prostitutes.
But see if you can't believe me about it. An inch
It's
from
him
the
talking to a hooker.
ends round under my back to my bunghole.
What I need you to do is to do a little thing with your index finger and tickling in the general area of my taint and in the back of my bunghole. Hope they're not recording this.
Just very matter of fact.
He's actually there were world leaders in the Oval Office at the time he made that call. Excuse me, folks, just got to take this call from my hooker.
But one of his prostitutes includes one favorite whom he would introduce as a family friend. Penny, who had a clean-cut look, according to Blank, she would be spirited away to a series of ranches between Austin and LaGrange. There, she would be introduced as a friend of Johnson's family until the pair could find somewhere more secluded.
Oh, man.
She visited
The crotch down where your nuts hang is always a little too tight.
He's very specific with his hookers.
Where your nuts hang.
You know where your nuts hang.
Yeah, that's in the crotch area.
You know, in that exact area where the poop comes out. You know what I'm talking about. The sweat kind of congeals around just behind your testes. Jesus. That's the president.
Were you nuts?
And you really can't tell. You said, Jamie, hand down there and take a good snip on your fingers. What's working down there? What do I got? Is this hooker friendly yet, or do I got to run the old pee-pee down under the water a little bit? Clean it up.
Dude, you smell your fingers.
Yeah, you know, so the hooker don't wince when you're on top of her doing a little rodeo, you know? You know what I'm saying. Let me do a quick check. All right, we're good. Call up the Chicken Ranch. Extra crispy.
Hang on a second here.
Just damn that. What, does that smell like? What that kind of smells like okra.
Let me go to Dawn here. Hey, Dawn, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, what's up, Dawn?
I helped my niece. I grew up on a dairy farm.
Okay.
And you work no matter what.
Yeah.
And this past weekend, I was helping her milk, and at 4 o'clock in the morning, we were soaked in sweat.
I'm sure.
Milking cows.
You never want to rip one of those teats off?
No, you just want to walk. Maybe find a hay bale, toss a hay bale or something.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I do.
Yeah.
I go out in 98-degree weather and throw hay bales around.
No.
That'll work off all that anger.
Boots.
I just beat 10 chickens to death.
Hey, Dawn. All right, I want to.
Go ahead.
What kind of milk? Not what kind of milk. But
What kind of milk do you like?
where can I get your milk?
I'm a 2%er myself.
I used to be a 2%er. Now I'm a skim guy. But where can I get your milk?
What kind of milk?
Wait. I can't say that.
Dawn.
Say manure.
You're doing so well.
Manure.
Manure.
Oh, jeez.
What stores can I buy your milk at?
What stores can he find your milk at?
I feel horrible for my boy here.
Oh, my God.
Casey's in real pain, man. I told you his neck has been bothering him, and he's at the point where he can't turn his head. It's his whole torso. And if you look up, it's almost that.
Yeah.
You know?
He's doing Thriller.
Yeah, you're doing that Thriller move where Michael goes up and turns to the side with his hands
He
up.
can't laugh. He can't laugh.
Oh my God, that hurts so bad.
Now's the time for getting down.
Well, I think
feel
we're
bad
back
for
to the
him.
point where now we have to tell. He has to go to the doctor. This is not like a stiff neck. It's been a while.
I'm not like the other guys.
It's clearly meningitis. So, I don't know.
That heart attack thing.
You okay?
Yes.
All right. This is what it looks like. Hey, Casey.
Yes.
Yes. I wanted to set up the stop set.
You poor bastard.
Oh, he's laughing and in pain at the same time. I feel so.
God, that hurts
I must
so bad.
let you know we have a sleep number spot coming up. Make sure you sound enthusiastic.
Unfortunately, you're in the most sympathetic room in Philadelphia.
But listen quickly. There's a few people that are texting in. They know exactly how much. A guy says 8 beers, and I'm effing like a goddamn champion.
Yeah, but 10.
That's a lot.
But you
Kathy's right. 8 beers is a lot.
I guess it would depend over what amount of time. But maybe you know that exact amount.
You're in the pocket.
That will give you duration.
Yeah.
Yet not completely cancel the party.
Without urination.
Duration without urination. Stand for it now.
There we go.
But there may be a magic amount or a magic elixir.
What do you think your magic number is?
Drink.
I peg you as a 4
That's
beer.
what I was thinking.
Yeah.
4 was the number that came to mind, but I've never actually done the specific math.
Well, when we had the camp out, it took you about 4 before we were getting it on.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
I had to lower my inhibitions a little bit.
Do different types of alcohol.
Fear of rejection.
That's
from
what actually
Steve.
kept the camp out going. It's like a
All these
Brokeback.
years, yeah.
Do you think those guys really gave a damn about sheep herding?
I couldn't quit that.
If you're drinking bourbon versus beer, does that change your approach?
No, I think
right, straight up booze.
I find that my alcohol buzzes aren't really different from others. It's just how much.
Okay.
You know? I don't know.
I can't drink 4 beers anymore. That guy that texted in 8 beers, forget it. I'll be throwing up in the corner.
Over a couple hours, you couldn't drink 4 beers?
Oh, I love beer. I just can't drink 8 of them.
What? How many bottles of wine?
Like 2 bottles of wine.
I'm like, I average about a beer every half hour.
Nick
That's what I
has-
try to do if I'm going out, you know.
I mean, how big of a bottle?
Nick has and instead of the hat, the captain, he has a beret with 2 bottle holders in it. When
2 bottles of wine.
The hose that comes down to his mouth.
I cracked open a 1.5 liter bottle last night, and that's
Finished
empty.
it?
Yeah.
You
Well,
finished
I wasn't by myself.
Were you like Johnny Depp? And
Where's that pour?
I gotta do the show tomorrow.
no, so the carbonation in the beer really starts to fill you up.
Yeah, it's the carbonation. You get filled.
Oh, okay.
And then when you get filled, I think it makes sex less appealing. You're all
I would agree.
Because you're burping and farting.
Kinda. Yeah.
Do you remember that the video of Hulk Hogan? He kept going on about he had just eaten. He felt like a pig. He was full, and he was having
fat, brother.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't have sex now. You look good, baby. I don't feel good. I feel bloated.
Let me see here.
And in the background is Bubba the Love Sponge. Go do it.
Yeah. Yeah, some people are taking, like somebody said, 3 beers and 2 shots of Jameson. Perfect.
Special, no pun intended, concoction that gets it done.
Yeah. I never really thought about it that way, but I guess it's out there. But they're saying, yes, instead of alcohol, although it may get you to the party.
Have you ever used like a horny goat weed? We talked about Viagra. We've all
Herbal remedies and things like, nah. I don't believe in those at all. I don't even believe in quote unquote aphrodisiacs.
Yeah.
You know, oysters and.
What about amnesiacs?
Guys don't need aphrodisiacs. We just need a hand or a mouth, and we're good.
Yeah.
Right?
And then if it's a girl.
Right.
Right. What happened to the other parts?
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying just to get us started.
You know, anything.
Yeah.
No, I'm at a certain point, though, you know, the warranty comes due, and you may need some assistance.
Hand or a mouth and produce, whatever.
The hand is stupid. Use the produce.
Yeah.
I saw a root from a tree that looked like a vagina the other day.
Perfect. Did you bang it?
No.
it
I
was
was
still
playing
on the
golf.
tree, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm
Fellas,
turn them on.
give me a few seconds. I'm going to go bang this tree.
Radio personality arrested banging a tree.
Why did you do that to me?
It's like Lord of the Rings.
Life.
2 Towers.
Oh, my God.
This guy just tried to have me sexually. He banged the knot behind me. Scared the owl that was living in it.
That is the first time we've ever had a talking tree.
Yeah.
On the
Is
show.
that what they sounded like on
In
the
Lord of the Rings? Yeah. They had
The deep voices, yeah.
huge, big voice. And
What you doing back there, buddy?
The owl.
You scared the owl living in my knot. That's my knot sack.
Well done. Well done.
Oh, Samwise. We just had a threesome with a pine tree. I'll be pulling splinters out of my sack for years to come.
By the way, did you see the guy who won the gold medal in last year's springboard? Last Olympic springboard?
No.
The dude from Russia failed a dive yesterday.
How did he do? What did he do?
He belly flopped. So,
by the way, Casey, can you do that new prep that they do?
No.
What is that?
I don't know.
It looks like they're tripping.
Please explain.
All right. So before, when Kathy and I were diving, you would have like a 2 or a 3 or a 4 step approach, a crow hop, a jump,
as you're leading into the dive, you do 1, 2, 3. Bam, up.
Right.
All right. So when you're
Casey's going to demonstrate
that's
this
called
in the studio.
Prep. All right.
So now they have this thing where it's like 1, 2.
Yeah, that's what they do. I've tried it in my living room. I will admit this, and I can't quite get what they're doing.
Me neither. I don't know why they do it.
Is it the Dorothy skip from The Wizard of Oz?
We could do that, Steve. We could. Be on the Olympic team.
How would you skip, Kathy? What would be your skip?
I mean, I would just do the traditional skip: right leg, left leg.
Let's time you.
It would be hard. What, all the way down the hall? Yeah, down the hall.
You have to do a lap, right?
No. Do it down the hall.
That's European style.
This is your starting point right here.
All right, Olympic skipping.
All right.
You want me to go first?
So, Olympic skipping. Do we need a video crew for this? Hold on. Okay. All right.
All right. There's your starting point.
All right. Skippers, take your mark. Set. Go. And she's off. She's skipping down the hall, and she looks happy while doing it. So now she's coming back. Here we go.
No.
Push
Whoa.
it. Push it.
Go.
Time.
All right.
Wow.
You going to try it or no?
Yeah.
I was going to use Wizard of Oz method, but
Hey, it's just like diving. You know, whatever your approach is, man.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Watch out down the hall.
All right.
There's people cheering for us.
All right.
Here he goes. He's warming up.
Yep, he's doing.
Get limber.
All right. Do your Michelle Jenneke dance. All right. Skippers, take your marks.
All right, ready?
Set. Go. All right, and he's off. He's off. Oh my God, he's doing this double skip.
Now he skips like
Steve. Oh my God, does he look insanely? He looks way too happy while doing that. He should be coming around the corner any second now, around through the kitchen, and here he comes. He's still doing. He's doing the double skip. All right, I think
MMR.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
All right, this morning is brought to you by Primo Hoagies. Bring friends and family together for the playoffs with the Primo Perfect Spread from Primo Hoagies. You can order delicious catering trays, samplers, platters, and sides at order.primohoagies.com. In Thailand, a gang of 200 wild monkeys is running around terrorizing people, and the aggressive monkeys even took over a police station.
What?
In the town of Laburi. And while monkeys mixing with tourists is an attraction in the area, something has to be done because
be careful out there.
Yeah, they're taking over a police station. They're having meetings in the morning beforehand. Let everybody.
Stadenko, what did you see out there?
Stadenko. A few years.
Well, the perp took my banana.
A few years ago, a sterilization.
Be careful out there. It's no world for monkeys.
A sterilization campaign was launched.
That didn't work.
To keep the monkeys from making reinforcements.
Monkey Street Blues.
Unfortunately, it didn't work out, so the current plan is to do it again. And Bangkok has announced that it'll be neutering up to 100 macaque monkeys to help regulate their population.
Bangkok macaque?
Bangkok macaque, yep. And they're neutering 100
That's the
macaques.
PD department.
That's the name of the show.
Yeah.
Bangkok macaque.
Yeah. I like it.
Bangkok macaque are here responding to a call of feces being thrown.
There are currently over 300 of the monkeys running free in the district, by the way. We're looking at video footage. It's crazy.
File this one under I'm going to pleasure myself.
By the way, it just dawned on me, Hill Street Blues.
Yeah.
Blues.
I never.
Police wear blue.
Yes.
Yeah,
I was like,
no, yeah.
I was thinking like blues music, you know?
Blues music or being depressed,
Right, yeah.
or something along those lines. Yeah, so Hill Street Blues, the people in blue.
What are you, stupid?
Casey was today years old.
Yes.
All right, outside of Florida, this might sound funny, and you've heard it before, but in the Sunshine State, frozen iguana season is a real thing.
Yeah.
When temperatures make the rare dip below the mid-40s, the green iguanas
Yeah, we got a frozen iguana out here.
can go into a dormant or cold, stunned state, and when that happens, they often fall out of the trees that they're sleeping in, and they smack the ground hard. With the initiative thinking that, with the initiated thinking that they died. They are, however, still alive, and experts say the best move is just to let them be and allow them to recover once the temperatures get back above 50. But they
By the
go
way,
into the stasis thing, yeah.
You've been down there enough. You know they can get pretty goddamn big.
Yeah, I have not seen them in the area where I go to, and I'm not sure. They're probably more prevalent near the Everglades. I don't know.
They are. And the Keys, they end up all over the place. And Steve, you're right. They can end up huge, but they also, they're edible. Like it tastes like chicken. And I know people like cut a blanch it or whatever. I'm surprised it hasn't turned into more cuisine.
They're invasive.
Yeah.
They probably will have to sometime in the very near future.
There's an animal war that is going to occur in Florida between the boa constrictors, the alligators, the bears, and the iguanas.
The pythons.
Yep. All right, in Ohio, an investigation is ongoing after, this is messed up, after a 75-year-old woman was fatally attacked and then eaten by her neighbor's pigs on Christmas Day.
Oh, dear God. What?
Yeah.
It's not a tradition.
Police Chief Bruce Brooks said that it is not yet clear whether criminal charges will be forthcoming in the case, which he called a horrible, horrible situation.
You know what? I was introduced to the notion, and I had not realized this was a thing. And Deadwood, the TV show, introduced me to the notion that people used to dispose of bodies by letting pigs eat them.
Yeah, it's a plot point in the movie, in the book Hannibal.
Yeah.
Police were initially called to perform a welfare check on a 75-year-old named Rebecca Watersguard because she had not arrived as planned at her niece's home, and the family had not been able to reach her. Police arrived at the home. They found her dead on the property near her house.
Gruesome.
Brooks said that he could not share many details because the investigation ongoing, but said that the two pigs responsible for mauling and eating Westergaard belonged to her neighbor. The neighbor's identity has not been released. Brooks said it's unclear whether they will face criminal charges because the aggressive animals are livestock rather than dogs. He said if it was a pit bull, a Rottweiler, or name any other 15 dogs that are deemed as semi-aggressive, then we would know the answer right away. But
yeah, ma'am, Officer Ping Ping Bangkok McCock. I understand you had a pig incident that occurred here?
He said, but being farm animals, it's just not something that we've ever dealt with here. Brooks said police are consulting Officer Bing Bing at the prosecutor's office and would share more information on Westguard's after Westguard's autopsy is completed in 6 weeks.
Why is Bangkok Macaque on this case?
All right, Hershey's Kisses, a staple product of Hershey, have traditionally struggled to shine in South Korea, despite their popularity abroad. Often seen as a filler product in convenience stores and supermarkets, they typically experience modest sales, even on Valentine's Day. However, a recent event has given the chocolate a surprising moment in the spotlight. According to a report by a major convenience store chain, sales of Hershey's Kisses in South Korea at its stores nationwide increased by 8.4% compared to the previous week. The company noted that this spike is unusual for Hershey's Kisses, which typically see steady but unremarkable demand. The unexpected surge is attributed to a viral moment involving a protest group nicknamed the Kisses Protesters. So on January 5th, protesters gathered in front of President Yoon Suk-yeol's residence calling for his arrest, and the group earned the nickname Kisses Protesters due to their appearance. Many participants wrapped themselves in silver foil thermal blankets to endure the freezing temperatures and heavy snowfall.
They look like kisses.
So when they're sitting down and they have these around them, they're almost in that Kisses shape.
By the way, we found out that those things actually work. Those thermal, the things you thought, how could they possibly keep you warm? They do.
The blankets resemble the silver foil wrapping of Hershey Kisses. The viral association between the protesters and the chocolate seems to have translated into increased sales, a phenomenon often seen when products gain media attention, and the convenience store chain reported that such trends frequently lead to short-term boosts in sale, which apparently it has. So I thought that was kind of interesting and worthy of being entered into the bizarre file this morning. All right, we're going to take a break. Our friend Eddie Alvarez is going to be stopping by. He's in the Bare Knuckle Championship event that is coming up on the 25th. And we're also going to have the founder of Bare Knuckle Championship Fighting, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, I should say. David Feldman's going to be stopping by. So that's a little bit later on. We'll take a break. We'll come back with some other stuff, so stay with us. Time, Kathy, and time.
Wow. I was double footing it.
Oh, yeah.
Double footer.
You crushed it.
I got the gold.
All right, let's do one more because Nick wanted to take you on, and we'll see if he can beat the.
Oh, Nick's wearing sneakers. Kathy was going barefoot.
Yeah.
That's a different approach, too.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I was double skipping and I screwed it up.
Nick's loosening up.
Okay.
And Skipper, take your mark. Set. Go! And he's off. And he is skipping furiously.
He's a terrible skipper.
He might actually get injured.
Yeah, you're right.
He's going to be our injury for sure.
Yes. Let me know. Okay. All right, here he comes around the
Wait
corner.
a second, he might win.
About to cross the finish line and across. Time.
Close. 16.67 seconds.
What? Kathy retains the gold.
Thank you.
Damn it! Oh my God! Look here.
Wow, I thought he had you. Olympic skipping. I'd say that's definitely an event down the road.
Try doing that. Try doing it Wizard of Oz style.
I might go with
was
it.
pretty
I
awesome.
might start training.
I think I can beat you.
Can you beat my time? Well, are you doing it Wizard of Oz or straight
No,
ahead?
I'm doing straight ahead skipping.
Clearly, Wizard of Oz is not the way to go.
But funnier.
Was it funnier?
Yes.
It did look good, Steve.
All right, watch out, Marilyn.
Watch out, Marilyn.
All right, here we go.
Come on, we're competing.
Skippers, take your mark. Set, go.
All right, Preston's off, and he is. Well, he is. No, wait a second. He looks like a charging gorilla.
Is he just running?
He's just running. He's no.
No, he was skipping.
What is that? Are you kidding?
Oh my God, dude.
You look like a charging gorilla.
Wow. We have set so many world records in the past couple of weeks. You shattered the world record, Preston.
What?
With a time of 13.6.
Yes! All right. Do me again with my new method of skipping.
Okay.
Oh,
man.
I think I hurt my ankle.
Oh, you're the injury?
Yeah.
My new method of skipping.
Okay. Steve, you want your tags on?
Olympic skipping.
Okay, all right.
Ow.
Okay.
All right, Skipper, take your mark. Set and go. He's off. Oh, he's running. He's absolutely running. And here he comes. And
Yes!
Wow.
That was my new method of skipping.
New world record.
Hey!
No, he broke his gait.
He got DQ'd?
He got DQ'd. I was skipping. What do you mean?
I will say the turns were a little difficult.
Yes.
Yeah, they were, right?
Yeah.
I pulled something down there. My left ankle, it was already bothering me. I don't know why I did that. That was
Why did
stupid.
you? That was the funniest hardcore skipping. Woo!
I know. I think I had a look of intensity on my face.
You did.
I stumbled across this. It might have been late last week, and I didn't get a chance to bring it up to you guys. But Panda Express has come out with a new tool. I wish Bobby Lee was still here. A new tool that could forever change how we eat Chinese food, eat Asian food in general, because the chain may soon be introducing a chork, or a chopsticks fork hybrid in its restaurants.
All right, how good are you at chopsticks?
I'm real good at chopsticks.
I'm pretty good. I don't eat a lot of Asian food.
My whole family is good. We just started in, just for fun, because I think it's just a thing that culturally it's kind of neat to see how,
once you got it, you got it.
Those. Yeah, and once you get it, it takes a little practice. The only one, my daughter, she still uses the little kid chopsticks that they make with the rubber band and the little thing.
Has a little spring action.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. You want to get good at chopsticks? Get a bowl of peas and just start.
Yeah. try to pick those out.
That's how you get good.
I'm good at it. I'm pretty decent at it to where I can eat rice, noodles, stuff like that. No, rice is a bitch. It's tough to to scoop it under and get it all to stay in one bit on your rice.
It
But
is
you can do it.
Besides, if you see hardcore, Asian restaurants and people who are Chinese restaurants, there's a scooping process.
There's a little bit, for sure, But they want to do this chork thing.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
It's for Americans.
Yeah,
I know.
That's weak sauce.
I have a chadle, which is a ladle and a chork.
A chork and a ladle?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you use that for?
Conversation.
All right.
I have no idea how to use chopsticks.
No kidding.
No idea. Can't. It frustrates me. I don't eat a lot of Chinese food, I will say, but still, I mean, I've tried and I just can't do it.
This is
Jace is better than me.
You will think I am being weird with this, but it involves male genitals to practice.
I don't see the correlation.
All right. I'm just suggesting.
Why
But
don't you
you're
show her
already
off here?
Yeah.
Kathy, you should practice with it. And
I've tried. Well, I probably should.
you've done the Kathy version of try.
Do you know what happens though?
Ooh, this is gross. I'm stopping.
Well,
in
it's not
deference
gross.
to
I
you,
just don't know how to do it.
a lot of
Ooh,
times
I don't like it. I can't do it.
Ew, this is like the hand. I don't get it. Kathy, sometimes they make inferior chopsticks that are far too thin. I like a little girth on my chopsticks. Do you agree, Preston?
Yeah, they do make some that are heavier.
Right.
As well.
Got a little weight to them, yeah.
The ones that are not just the real, Yeah, Kathy?
Yeah.
I'll show you how to do it.
What's happening?
I know,
No,
but
you're not doing it right.
But you're not doing it.
I'm using a fork.
And there she goes. She's done. And
Use
there
the
it is.
channel. It'll get you from England to France very quickly.
All right, so anyhow, they might be doing this thing. Basically, what it looks like is a fork on one end. Instead of one piece, one handle that comes out the other end of the fork, it splits out into two pieces, and it's plastic, so I assume you can just kind of squeeze it and use it that way. So, yeah, everybody's got their own little technique of chopsticks. You do it like that? I do mine a little bit differently.
What do you do?
Here, can I see those pencils, Carter?
Yeah, so I use the index finger and the thumb, and I use the clamping motion is done by lowering the index finger.
I do it like this.
You're a little different than me, Steve, but similar approach.
I anchor it on my ring finger, the bottom one.
Yeah,
the
right.
ring finger like that. Yeah.
That's kind of what Casey, I think you and I are pretty similar.
Pretty similar.
Kathy, you nailed it.
Oh my God, you're more.
Do you?
Jesus Christ, you'd starve to death. We'd be visiting you
Maybe I should
in a
eat with chopsticks.
Chinese hospital. I can't eat. I can't eat anything.
Kath, how'd you lose so much weight?
I start eating with a chopstick.
This might be a great idea. I think if I start eating everything with chopsticks.
It's a total body workout. Chopsticks.
So anyhow, it's called a chork. There's something else that's going on today, and we touched on it a little bit at the end of the show yesterday because I didn't realize it's the big day for Marissa.
Yeah.
Dinner on Blanc is taking place.
Yeah. Do you follow Marissa on Instagram?
Yes, I do.
She's been posting all sorts of Dinner on Blanc shots.
I want to know, how do you get invited to this?
Oh, God,
Somebody will come up to you. Just stand out there. You are coming to a Dinner on Blanc. Here's your envelope. There will be a DNA reader outside the subway station.
A DNA reader.
You. What is your name? You're a little girl. Marissa? I like you. You amuse me. We'll see you tonight at Dinner on Blanc. Bring one chair, one table with a tablecloth. Of course, all Blanc. You do know what Blanc means, don't you?
That's part of the test.
Yeah, it's part of the test. Yeah.
Yes, you do know.
I'm not denying that
You're
it's
delightful. All right, I'm not letting you come unless you twirl around until you faint.
How do you get invited?
So you join the group. Since I've done it since the beginning, I'm in there's layers that you join in. I get to sign up in the first group. There's 3 groups, so there's a long waiting list. And they send you an email that says it's open.
It's going to be a wonderful time.
But listen, no.
At 10 o'clock at night, we're going to poke a fat woman with a stick.
Oh, God.
Listen, it's all part of it. They do that to make it so that it's special that you get invited, but you're not going to not get invited if you want to go.
Are you sure?
Well, there is a waiting list.
See?
But they say there's a waiting list, but they want to make this as big as
Mr.
possible.
Lauer, did you say? We're booked up. Why don't you take your string and silly putty? Did you say Juniata Park? Is that a place? Is that an amusement facility?
Can you bring Gary Lauer with you tonight, please?
You should bring Gary Lauer. Bring Gary Lauer in plaid.
This would be the last dinner on Blanc ever.
Fidelio.
with a kilt and no underwear on. Look at my balls.
Jesus.
Look at my balls.
Those are white.
Yeah.
Hey, Marissa,
my balls are Blanc.
Kathy found this video of a group of people. They look like, dancers or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Doing
They're clearly dancing.
This perpetual motion exercise of sorts. And you keep doing this loop over and over and over.
All right.
There's no way we're going to be able to do this.
Well, also because everyone, save for height, is about the same weight.
But not only that, I just think the mechanics of it.
It's hard.
You got to coordinate.
We're skippers.
Yeah, man.
The only thing that I'm a little worried about is how will we start?
That's the only thing you're worried about?
Let's do it.
I'm worried about the number of ankles that are broken. And
It's like Beastmaster.
Oh, it is?
It's
Yes.
Beastmaster.
All right, I got to scratch my nose.
Yes.
Hang on.
What did you do?
Slapped him in the face.
They just smashed their faces just by scratching your nose.
Oh, my God. You made me punch myself in the face.
Wait a second.
Dick.
Just to appreciate this, we haven't even. All he did was scratch his nose, and 2 people are injured. We haven't even done the move yet.
This is never going to work.
I went up to scratch my nose, and Casey assisted my arm by shoving his forearm up, which my hand was attached to, and I popped myself right below the eye.
Oh, this is going to be a disaster.
I'm going to have a black eye.
I can't. It's working.
I can't. You got to come up.
It's working.
You got to come up.
Casey,
There it is.
Nick,
There it is. I got it.
It worked.
From 93.3 WMMR.
All right, thanks, Kath. Kath and I had a little moment this morning when I come into work. When I come into work, I sometimes Steve is in the studio here doing his prep, and I've been in the office for like 45 minutes by myself, and so I don't know anybody's. My back is to the door. I don't know when anybody's coming in, and so I thought I was in the clear, and I had a big old loogie pop up, and I just go. Whook. I did a hawk tour.
Yeah, you did.
And without missing a beat, as soon as I go, I just hear, oh, well, that was nice. She walked in right at that very moment. It was a big old goober, too.
Yeah.
You were like, oh, I'm sorry. Nobody was in here.
It does get quiet in the morning. So sometimes I'll come in if there's audio that I'm going to be listening to and or, grabbing a clip like the James Woods clip that we played earlier that was not available. So, but it's a weird, especially these days, there are fewer and fewer people to encounter in the morning.
It's quiet for you and I, but not for Nick and Casey because they wear earbuds and they listen to music while they're getting ready. And you walk in and you go, hey, Nick, what's up? Okay, guys.
You gave them an assignment.
I gave them both an assignment this morning.
Yeah.
What?
And I had them because it was, I don't know why we were talking about Loverboy the other day. I think it might have been Mike Reno's birthday.
Yeah, I think so.
And I've told you guys in the past, I think it was years ago, that was like, admitting an embarrassing fact. And I was like, I like the band Loverboy. And so every now and then you guys just, you bust my balls with working for the weekend. Of course, that's mainly most people only know that song. So I gave Casey and Nick both 2 songs to listen to today. I had them listen to Lucky Ones and
Turn Me Loose.
And Turn Me Loose.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just listen to them. Let me know what you think, because I hear that from you guys all the time. And so they did, and they listened to them, and Nick gave me a nice report this morning on what he thought about. Now, this is not what I had you listen to.
I know, but we don't have those. I mean, I could put them up on my.
How do we not have Turn Me Loose? That was a hit.
All we have is Lovin' Every Minute, and then
Lovin' Every Minute of it. Yeah, and that was late.
I like Turn Me Loose better.
That's a great song. So anyhow, Nick gave me a nice little review.
I like Turn Me Loose as well. I don't think I'd ever heard it before. If I had, it hadn't stayed in my brain, and it's got some cool background singers towards the end of it. And then Lucky Ones was definitely like an 80s power hair band kind of a song. But they're both good songs.
Okay. Hang on, where's this coming up?
It's coming up over here on my soundboard.
It's got a long synth intro to it, so
I can fast forward if you want. Nope.
It's where the guitar comes in. It's actually got some nice rock to it, but it is all in its 80s glory. That's what I told Nick. I'm like, this is music, and it's 100% 80s glory, but here's a guitar. Oh, he's dug this tune.
You know, it almost sounds like Ram Jam a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Casey and I were kids when this was hitting for you as like a young adult, right? So I was
a teenager,
Yeah, so I was just like discovering music that was not my parents at this point. I remembered vividly, and I've talked about this before, but like getting 1984 by Van Halen on cassette, like to me that was like the first rock that I felt that I owned that I hadn't inherited from listening to music with my parents. But I kind of missed some of this stuff in the process. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
Absolutely.
I do want you to hear this one vocal thing that he does, because I had in the past, here, let me write this for a second. In the past, I'd said that like Mike Reno is a solid singer. Yeah. And he hits a note here that's pretty damn impressive. Okay. So I wanted you to hear that part, so I'll kind of continue to chat until we get it's coming up here shortly, but
and while we wait, I just want to defend myself. I've never made fun of you for liking Loverboy. Ever.
All right, well, hang on.
All right.
Oh, wait, it's still another 15 seconds to say it.
I love it. We're watching the video.
Oh, it's so 80s. It's ridiculous.
Full of stock footage.
Here it is right here.
That's like Dio right there.
Yeah, dude could sing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so anyway. That's your Loverboy moment for today.
Thank you. That's how we grow. That's how we learn and we grow.
Is this a two-way street? Can Casey and I bring you 2 songs to listen to?
As long as they're not Fish. Yes.
All right.
Yes, you can. Because I have another band that I want you to explore some
which
cuts.
would be?
All right, I'll reveal it. It's REO Speedwagon.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I know you love REO
I
Speedwagon,
do.
but there's a couple songs you may not know that are deeper than. That's still lovely.
Yeah.
I just turned it off.
I'm 49 years old, and I still love being introduced to new songs by friends. And so anytime I ever hear these songs by Mike Reno, I'll think of you, Preston. Casey and I turn each other onto songs, and sometimes it lands and sometimes it doesn't. But to me, that's the best way to learn about new music.
Do you know Dr. Mike told me, Dr. Mike Sirigliano, our doctor, told me that when people pass, they most often, when he's with patients and they pass into the great beyond, their greatest regret was not hearing enough Loverboy.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah, of course, yes. No, there's a song from REO Speedwagon called Golden Country. You got to hear that.
All right.
And Back on the Road Again, a few others. Anyway. More importantly, if you want to see Kathy's naked feet, you need to follow us on Instagram.
Ew, I hate how you say it like that.
By the time we get to the end of the show tomorrow, we're hoping to hit that 100,000 followers on Instagram mark. And if we do, Kathy says that she will model her feet naked.
I think what's going to happen, though, it's going to be it's more sort of a cultured study of one's
Thank you.
manicured feet.
Yeah, thank you.
Where I would
Appreciate
love
that.
to have a diorama that, again, is something that was a scene from a classic movie, a la Best in Show or something. At least some sort of reveal. We just can't plop your feet in front of the camera.
We need 356 followers now.
That's it?
That's it. We're really close.
I wish we still had Nick Murphy or Kyle. They would create something nice.
And speaking of Fish, as we did for just a moment there, a group of Fish fans have posted about getting followers for us so we can have 100,000. So I thought that was pretty cool. What was the name of the account?
Fish Tour 2014.
Okay.
You want to see my feet too?
What's that?
They want to see my feet.
They want to see your feet. Everybody wants to see your feet.
Why?
I also have a quick question for you guys
sorry.
about
and
my feet.
every time you mention it, I like on my personal Instagram, I get all of these followers, and I'm like, oh, okay, feet freaks.
That's not going to help, but we appreciate the support.
My toenails are green. The Green Bay Packers are green. Should I get my toenails done before the game?
Here's the question.
On Sunday.
Have you done, would this be a departure from what you've done to get them to where they are right now?
No, it wouldn't.
All right, then do it.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that would be the key. Would you be doing something so outlandishly different that you would jeopardize them with your
I'm fairly
bad luck?
certain that my toenails are the same color right now that they were when we beat the Packers in the beginning of the season. So, All right, I'm just going to stay the course. I'm going to stay the course. We're good. We're good.
All right.
Back to you, Presbo.
No, it's all good. I think we should do Stream of Consciousness.
My mind is a raging torrent, flooded with rivulets of thought, cascading into a waterfall of creative alternatives.
The Stream of Consciencenessner.
All right, I'll give you a choice. Penis or vagina?
Oh, God.
They're both good for their own reasons. It's like it's the same thing. Almond joys have nuts. Vaginas don't.
And vaginas don't.
Yeah.
You can't do both?
I will, but I just, what are we going with first? Vagina, okay. So online, young women are singing the praises of dense, luxuriant pubic hair. It's called the full bush bikini movement. No, I'm sorry. More officially, it's titled the full bush in a bikini movement.
Oh,
and it was born on TikTok.
This must be why they were talking to George Bush yesterday.
Yeah. So it all started with a
Oh, no, that was the presidential for Jimmy Carter.
So it all started with a TikTok influencer announcing that she had been, quote, radicalized by an Etsy review.
Oh, okay.
You saw this?
Yes,
Okay.
I briefly.
So what's the gist of this? That we are looking for
Well, the review was for a bikini, and it featured the customer modeling said swimsuit. And a phrase a TikToker repeated over and over was full bush in a bikini. And she said, she concluded with, that's how it should be. And the post got 9.5 million views in 2 days. So it leads the bush watchers to believe that maybe it will be a trend as things warm up, that ladies may grow out said pubic hair. And
man, were my testicles black?
Not testicles. This is women. Other TikTokers claim to have been similarly radicalized by the first TikTok video and the battle cry "full bush in a bikini," and then spread to their other social media.
We've got Bush.
Yes.
Wow. We've got Bush.
For some reason, I don't think it will take. It will catch fire. No pun intended.
It's like
a bushfire. Like it is a
crawling out of
passive.
the sides of the.
Here's the deal.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of pubic hair on
Yeah,
ladies. I think it's great, but someone wearing a bikini and all the hair hanging out the sides, no, that's not what I'm looking for.
It just looks unkempt.
If you want pubic hair, like great, but there's no way that it crawling out of the bikini while you're on the beach is going to be a style.
It does not look good.
So I didn't see the post personally, Kathy.
Yeah,
the pictures.
I couldn't find the picture either.
I don't think that there's pubic hair. Maybe she can see underneath the material. No, there's pubic hair hanging
Is
out.
that it though?
Okay.
That's actually so. Okay,
That's an example. That's
Yeah,
an
that's
example.
not it.
That's not her.
Okay. That's not too bad. The green one's not too bad.
Like I was trying to
With
find the
hair.
Etsy. I was trying to find the Etsy picture or the Etsy post.
I think it's gone.
It's gone, yeah,
I
okay.
think
I
I've
mean,
read
listen,
that.
all this stuff is fine. And if you're comfortable, if you are the one that has this pubic hair and you feel comfortable being on a beach or at a swim club or whatever with all this coming out of your bikini line, then that's fine. But we don't have to be. Do you know what I mean?
You're just
Like-
gonna make us uncomfortable.
There's no reason
Yeah.
that we have to like the look. For example, that's fine. To each his own, and to each your. You express yourself, and we can like or not like it.
I haven't gone shirtless on a beach in a really, really long time. I wear a sun shirt, and I continue to do so. And
not this summer, baby. You're in shape, man.
It doesn't matter now. I still don't
Okay.
like I
UV
still don't like it.
protection,
Yeah.
right?
It's UV protection, but it's also body consciousness and stuff like that. And then I see other people on the beach, guys and girls that aren't in the best shape or whatever,
And don't
they're
care.
and they don't care, and I love that for them,
Yes.
right? And I don't judge them or whatever. But it's the same thing with this. Like if you've got this Sasquatch coming out of your bikini, that's great for you.
You remember when bikini hair and was such a big issue that they had to edit the cover of the Black Rose record, Amorica?
Yeah.
It was they put the black background around it because initially and ultimately it still was the same thing, but it was a bikini bottom. But the woman on the cover had a lot of pubic hair coming out the sides of her bikini bottom, and so the record company made them edit that out.
Which technically is not vulgar. I mean, it's
No.
not considered, by the letter of the law. I don't think that is considered profane.
No, it would not be. It's simply hair.
Yeah. And then it was Marilyn Monroe. Was it Some Like It Hot, where the that famous scene where she stands on
looks like she has
7-year itch.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
She had to wear 2 pairs of underwear
because she had an Ewok in her panties.
I remember that. With the original time you told us about that, you had said she had such a pronounced bush. The way you said it cracked me out.
Such a pronounced bush.
Like Sebastian Maniscalco.
So I forgot what I was going to say. But yeah, so this might be a trend that we'll see.
Are you a fan of, and again, it's just personal taste, shaven armpits?
It is not attractive to me.
Yeah.
It is not like oh my God, that's disgusting.
Likewise.
So
if the person is clean, that's fine. It's not a look that I'm a fan of.
Right. Some people actually find it a turn on.
Yes.
I'm not one of them.
Neither am I.
But I would not be completely
disgusted
by it.
I still need everything groomed.
Yeah, you need
and
it all.
trimmed. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Shorn. Mm-hmm.
You like your armpits like you like your husband shorn, right?
Let's move on to penis.
All right.
We'll do that.
Isn't it awfully nice to have a penis?
If you wonder which countries have the biggest ones, you're in luck. Scientists have tallywhacker sizes around the globe to determine which nation's people are the most well-endowed.
So this, I was kind of doing a review of this, and over the years, it sort of seems to have migrated, which makes me think some countries are paying off these survey takers, because I remember at one point, it was France, and then now it seemed to go, at least as last I remember, Preston, South America.
Yeah, the last time we talked about this, not
that country, but
no. But the last time we talked about this, it was like Brazil and I believe it was Ecuador.
Yeah,
and because we're like, wait, Jose,
right? Yeah.
Well, we'll start with number 1, Sudan.
Sudan?
Hey.
Yes. They are the most jumbo down under.
I see a lot of penis.
Tipping the average size in Sudan, 7.07 inches.
Come on,
dude, that's a hog.
That is
if that's the average.
That's a Sudanese hog.
We're talking
engorged.
Average. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
So nearly 2 inches longer than the global average of between 5.1 and 5.5. So that's the world average is around 5 to 5.5 inches.
I think at one point, Sudan also had the average tallest people in the world, or the tallest average people in the world.
Okay.
And I wonder if there's a correspondence between the two.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, that's where Manute Bol is from, and so did Manute Bol, because he was the tallest player in the NBA for a stretch. Did he have a large dong?
Probably.
Do you notice that contrary-wise, the survey never includes where do the largest vaginas come from?
Yeah, right. But yeah, Nick, it would stand to reason that the larger the person, the larger their unit's going to be. Everything else is big on that. It doesn't mean every single time, but,
I wonder.
Maybe on average.
We would assume just by nature, right, that would be part of the deal.
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder what country yields the smallest people with the largest units.
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
In relationship to their physical size.
Right.
Okay. Well, we don't have that, but the good people of Sudan are the most jumbo, and the rankings, which were published by Dataset Compendium Data Panda, were based on the 2019 report in the journal BJU, International Sexual Medicine.
Oh, yeah.
The researchers reviewed existing studies from around the world that measured penis size by health professionals in samples of 50 people or more. Casey, second place, Ecuador.
Aha! And I wasn't even looking at your notes over there. But
So our former janitor at Y100, Jose, who we love to death, was, what do you think, 5'1" at most?
Yeah.
Tiny. And the average in Ecuador is 6.93.
So the deal was, and we remember this, he was a janitor and was part of the cleanup crew at the building we were at. And if you remember, he simply attached a brush to the end of his penis.
That's what he did.
That's all he had to do.
Then you had the Republic of the Congo and Ghana rounding out the top 5. Unfortunately, the United States was lacking a bit in the manhood department, placing a dismal 68th place.
Oh, we suck.
With an average measurement of 5.57 inches.
It's not surprising. I mean, it still is a melting pot, and people from all over the world. So I would expect us to be in the middle of the population.
What we're doing, Nick, is we're blending our penises downward.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Fortunately,
you think we're trending in the wrong direction?
We're trending in the wrong direction.
Fortunately,
we're going to have innies in a while.
We didn't come in dead last. That honor went to Thailand. 3.72 inches on average.
That's where I'm going.
Average. In fact,
I'm going to get into porn in Thailand, Preston.
Asian nations in general represented a good portion of the least endowed nation.
Back up, boys.
Followed close behind Thailand. I thought they said they came in dead last.
Look at that. That's an American hog.
North Korea, was a little bit bigger. Cambodia and Nepal. Myanmar placed fifth as smallest.
Wait, you said North Korea?
Yeah.
I'm shocked that Kim Jong-un did not change that.
Right?
We were number one in the world.
Now,
he's too busy not pooping.
Steve, what you said about France earlier?
Yes.
They topped the list for circumference. So girth is what the French are number one at.
Ooh la la.
They're followed by.
And is their cream heavier?
Listen to this. No. Listen. They're followed by the Netherlands, and then in third, Ecuador.
Holy
Ecuador.
Look at you
It's
guys.
not long, not only long, but they're big too.
So let me ask you, what comprises the Ecuadorian diet? What would be? Is there something that we could start eating?
They eat like guinea pigs and stuff like that.
I guess we're gonna have to.
No, I'm serious. Like hamsters and guinea pigs. It's a delicacy.
Right. You're right. Yeah.
Now I'm not saying that that's all that they eat, but I do know that is a delicacy of the country.
Come on, son, eat your guinea pig.
It'll grow your
Make your junk grow.
Now make sure you finish all of your
every bit of that hamster.
Finish all your hamster.
Right.
You want
hog?
a 7-inch penis now, don't you?
Okay, so hang on.
Listen, if it took that,
I would eat it. Are you kidding
I'd be
me?
eating it right now. I'd be drinking guinea pig juice.
I'd be happy. I'd have guinea pig shish kebab.
what were you going to say? I'm sorry to interrupt.
Guinea pigs in a blanket.
Yeah.
Does it do? All right. So you know how like they say that like your nose and your ears never stop growing or whatever. And that just generally speaking, you shrink over, you grow to a certain height, and then the rest of your life you end up like getting shorter and shorter.
Just by sheer the compacting of your spinal column. The gravity and weight.
But does your wiener shrink with age?
It's most enormous at the point of your death.
Okay.
Don't know.
Yeah.
Do not know.
I feel like your balls end up like sagging more over, just because of sheer gravity.
Here's the test. Take your pants off and walk through the snow. If you see through.
Kathy, you still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
I would say this. Yes. So that is a given, is that you're going to have danglier nuts. But as far as the rest, I think everything sort of shrivels and shrinks as you get older.
I can't wait. Like, so I go to the gym and I go walk into the locker room. I really, really can't wait for the day.
Show them your penis?
No, the day where I just don't care anymore.
Right. Do you know like the super old dudes? I envy them.
Yeah.
They're cavalier.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm not that way. I've always been sort of modest.
Yeah.
I'm not
still kind of
interested.
hide in the corner.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to another stream of consciousness.
Buttholes?
No. We're actually going to stick with the dong for a minute. Apparently these days, it is tough to make a living as a male stripper.
Interesting.
Recent stats show that bachelorette parties that feature professional wang slingers are falling by the wayside.
How they doing in Ecuador?
That I don't know. This is only in our country, I believe. So, as a substitute, bookings for immersive experiences such as escape rooms, axe throwing, mini golf, karaoke, and others have seen booking increases by 270%.
So you're saying when the ladies go out en masse, they're less inclined now to take in the male review and more inclined to take in an escape room?
That's what it's saying.
Kathy,
yeah, I feel like
when was the last time you voluntarily went to a male review?
I don't think I ever voluntarily went. I think
you went for like work.
It
and
went
stuff,
for
right?
work.
Yeah.
We got paid to go there.
But do you know any of the friends in your?
Oh no, I did one as a bachelorette party in Atlantic City years ago. I mean, 25 years ago. Well, that's weird because I'm only 25. But it was a long time ago.
You had a fake ID.
I don't hear about a lot of women going.
There's literally only like one woman that I've ever met or known that like loved going to male strip clubs, and that was our receptionist back at Y100.
She loved them.
Oh, really?
There was a guy named Night Train that she really liked. Remember that?
Marissa and I had an inside joke for a while. There was one when we would do these appearances. The same guy was always there, and he had the same dance move, and we would see each other and we'd do the dance move.
Is it ever an attraction for gay men to go to strip clubs?
Oh, I've heard that it is.
I don't know. Like, are Chippendales attractive to?
Well, don't they have their own? Do they have their own strip clubs? Like, they're not going to go to like the same male review that I would go to, right?
I don't know.
I saw a documentary on the history of these various reviews, and it just talked about burlesque, and it was kind of fascinating.
Yeah.
But yes, there is a subculture, Nick. It does not do all that well.
All right.
That are male reviews for men.
But also, all right, as a straight male dancer. Are you going to dance for a gay man? And
probably to make your money.
Okay. Yeah,
it's all pretend. So why can't they pretend that way too?
Yeah. So, there was a time when it was very, very popular, and bachelor parties would almost always have a male stripper show up at some or bachelorette parties.
When I was starting in stand up and I was doing, I was getting my chops and doing my emceeing work, I emceed a ton of male review shows.
Me too.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. And the same jokes and the same stuff and the same guys doing the same things. But they were, at that point, they were really on fire.
Steve, fire hose, nightstick, because there was always a cop, there was always a fireman, and you had to, you made all the phallic jokes of all that stuff.
What was the place called? Is it called The Cave? On Delaware Avenue? That's not. Is that still there?
That doesn't
gone?
exist.
Okay.
That's been gone for a long time.
I remember working a couple events. They had a nightclub next to the Cave. And because the Cave would be all these bachelorette parties and stuff, and then there would be all these like creepy dudes at the Cave waiting for the girls to spill out into that nightclub.
Yeah, I got kicked out of the Cave.
No, Kathy.
Too much junk grabbing.
Vaguely familiar.
Yes, I forgot.
You do?
It was a bachelorette party. I went to the Cave, and it wasn't me personally. It was the party got kicked out because I don't know why, but the bride to be was carrying around a horse head on a stick.
Okay.
And so she was riding the horse head, and like she just kept shoving the horse head up at the guys while they were performing.
And your party got thrown out.
Well, and they told us like a number of times stop, and also someone else at the bachelorette party was harassing the one poor guy that was on stage because we went to college with him. And I was like, stop it, leave him alone. He does not want to be noticed, and he didn't. And yeah, I think there was a number of reasons we got kicked out. I know. I mean, listen, she was not doing it mean, but she was making it known that we knew who he was, and
Do you remember the guy who we had? We did the you had to figure out who was the Caucasian guy. It was one of our batch. It was one of our maybe it was a sorority
ladies' nights
at Risque.
Yeah.
And they had one of their male dancers down, and it was a man of color, an African American.
Did we
gentleman.
have women grabbing their junk?
Yes.
They had to blindfold them, but we also had.
Really?
Yeah, and the woman determined it in a nanosecond.
Okay.
Yeah.
Determined what?
The guy was black. The guy was their heavy hitter. Dude known for that.
Yeah, we had he was a plant.
Yeah, but he had his name was very double entendre, and I can't remember what it was.
I remember one time when I went, before I went, the handler, the den dad, he was like, I made a joke, or you guys, someone made a joke about a BJ, and he literally came over to me. He was like, "If you, let me know, I can make that happen." And I was like, I'm good. Yeah. Thank you. I was like,
I can make that happen.
Yeah, I was like, you know the show I work.
Try
on,
getting that at Walmart.
That was a joke.
Yeah.
I'm good.
No,
I think
that's funny.
Our last interaction with male strippers was the penis painting party. We had two male strippers that were here, fully naked. We had a studio full of women. And we had, it was like a painting with a twist. We had a group come in and we all had easels and we painted our versions of the naked guys.
I was just talking with Chuck yesterday because I think it stands as our most viewed. YouTube by far.
Over 1 million views.
It's number 2.
We should.
It's number 2.
Yeah. That's one.
Mumbles with Ed Bassmaster and Kendra, believe it or not, is number 1 with 1.8 million views. Penis Painting Party, number 2, 1.3 million views.
I think it's time for part 2 of that.
Yeah.
Let's involve Kathy's feet.
No. I can't stand. I wouldn't be able to stand still for
you
that.
would, yeah.
I do remember when we did this though, the painting party. Like they They made sure that they were
ready
they
to be
were
painted.
okay, and
Yes.
they were for like a while standing there.
They weren't like boing, but they were full.
Yeah.
They prepped.
Mhm,
They got
prepped.
They were Bangkoked.
Yep. So anyhow, it's tough to be a male
Wait a
stripper.
sec.
The industry is taking a bit.
Run that back a little bit. I forgot I was wearing a Bob Ross wig.
Why? Oh, because we were painting.
I was wearing a Bob Ross wig.
Yes, it was art, Kathy.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm sorry. I forgot.
How dare you insult Steve?
Happy little penises.
Doesn't it all be nice to have a penis?
All right, let's do another stream of consciousness story.
The stream of consciousness-ner.
I'll stray away from the genitals now.
All right, good.
So, start of the new year means the hunt for a new job for some Americans. New research from LinkedIn may help them find one. The Career and Professional Networking Site's 2025 Jobs on the Rise report has been released, and it highlights the fastest growing occupations in the U.S. in the last 3 years. And the list is based on job titles that saw the most growth on their website between January of 2022 and July of 2024.
Can I guess number one?
Yeah.
Male dancer.
No, no, that's on the.
Oh, that's right. It's on the way down. You're right.
So these are the ones that have been growing, and I'll start from 10 and I'll work way up. Number 10 is a security guard. Number 9, sustainability specialist.
Oh, you know what, man? I actually recommended this for my friend's wife because she kind of does that. She teaches at Friend Central. And she's very, very much into carbon footprints and sustainability. And I after having one of our broadcasts at Subaru and looking at how they have their commissary set up, they make it so easy and so simple to recycle and, and all that. And that is like right in her wheelhouse. And she could do something like that.
To me, I think everyone agrees on being able to maximize and lower your detriment on the environment. Like I just got a new Mac, and it is the first, I think, fully carbon neutral.
Oh, okay.
Mac, computer. So I could see that as an industry of growth.
Yeah, every little bit helps.
I'm growing right now.
But people can go into a workplace and make it easier for just everyday people. You know what I mean? Because
that's what my brother does. That's what his job is. So
Okay.
and he has a lot of government contracts, and so they'll come into One Bala Plaza if it were government owned or whatever, and say you can cut this, you can do that, you can add solar, but ultimately the best policies save the company money in the process. So he'll come in and say you can do this and slash that and change this, and not only is it going to be more environmentally friendly, but you're also in the long run going to save some cash.
And that's how you win.
Yeah. You know what bugs me here is in our kitchen, the amount of coffee cups that we have. I'm like, can't everybody just get a coffee mug? Like
We should
don't
all use one cup.
No, but I mean, it's not that hard to have a mug and just drink out of that mug, and then we don't need to have all of that waste.
Well, I don't know how maybe a lot of people do, and that's just used mainly for when their guests are coming in. Do you see people using those cups a ton that work here every day?
I do all the time.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, and
okay.
and sometimes I'll fashion a pair of headphones out of the cups.
Okay, that's smart. Those are fun. They would look cool too. By the way, number 9, that's a sustainability specialist. Number 8 of the top 10 fastest growing jobs for 2025, outside sales representative.
Why can't you be inside?
I guess that means that you don't work directly for the company.
Would
You're
you
a hired
come out
gun.
here? I'd like to sell you something.
No, outside sales is different than inside.
Can't you
sales.
come in?
I'm not good indoors.
I have a friend that used to work here. He's in sales, and now he sells different radio companies. But he works for himself, and he sells to. He'll sell for a radio cluster or whatever, but he's not employed by those radio stations.
Have you considered radio?
And he stands outside.
No. So inside sales, I think, is you are at a desk and the calls come to you.
Yep.
Outside sales is you're the one going.
You pound the pavement.
You pound the pavement.
Yeah, I got you.
So our sales reps outside sales.
They're outside sales.
I don't think that's what it is. I think you were an outside salesperson for a different company.
I think
I'm
you're
going
wrong.
to disagree. Because my buddy Jeff worked inside sales.
I might be wrong.
Yeah. He worked inside sales for a siding company.
Yes.
And so he just waited for calls to come to him. And
Yep. Casey, I'm wrong. You're right.
Yep.
Good
You
call.
are correct. Outside sales refers to selling products or services in person by traveling to meet clients face to face, while inside sales involves selling remotely through phone calls, emails, video conferencing, primarily working from an officer home
My
base.
dad spent years as the classic. He went through a couple
Traveling
traveling salesman, Preston, and it was there was like Death of a Salesman was the Willie Loman was that kind of salesman.
People like that usually have more than one family.
Absolutely, and they keep a little hose in the basement so they can kill themselves.
They do. All right, so number 7 on the list is Director of Development. These are growing jobs.
D of D.
Number 6 is Event Coordinator. There you go, Kathy. You'd be an event coordinator.
You would excel at that.
I could totally do that. Yeah.
And in a large sense, that's what Eric Simon does.
Yeah.
My wife is Claire she was in promotions for a number of years and putting together events. She's really good at that. Just naturally acclimated to putting on things like
Here's
that.
one I wouldn't.
Like Eric.
I wouldn't
Like
mind.
Eric, exactly.
Here's one I wouldn't mind doing. Number 5 is Travel Advisor.
Ooh, I know
Yeah.
a travel. Well, yeah, I know a travel advisor. I mean, she will also book the travel, but like she will put together an itinerary for you while you're there, and they're sort of like longer
cool.
European trips, African trips, things like that.
I would like to be a travel advice recipient, if that's an occupation.
Right? Yeah.
But I think I would find that work kind of cool and intriguing.
Do you know why? I think you would, because you love putting together itineraries for your travel, and that's part of it. And to know that you are, who was talking about it yesterday? Well, we had, I'm having a brain fart now. We were talking about travel, and we were talking about jewelry. That was it. And then the concept.
Richard Kind.
Richard Kind.
Yeah.
And he brought up the fact that his dad always said that jewelry's always for happy reasons.
Yeah.
Travel most often is for vacation and happy reasons.
Yeah.
Number 4, fastest growing job in 2025, Workforce Development Manager. Workforce Development Manager.
Is it? I guess staffing.
Maybe that's what I think of.
Yeah, that's basically
not quite
it.
a headhunter, but creating a team.
Witch doctor.
Okay.
Manages and directs staff engaged in workforce development programs.
There you go. That's a jerk off.
Yeah, that still doesn't.
All right, this one you know. Number 3, physical therapist. One of the top growing jobs of 2025. Interesting. I wouldn't have thought of that.
My nephew is into this part of it, like sports physical therapy.
Yes.
I believe that's what the branch is. People who are really passionate about it feel good because they help change people's lives.
Yeah.
You know?
And my son's getting ready to graduate high school and, go to college and, start to focus his studies. And, he's not like dead set on anything. And so, that's one of the fields and areas because he does like science stuff, bio.
Can I recommend a clear growth industry? Ecuadorian urologist.
Oh, okay.
Literally growing.
Yeah, literally growing.
So listen, and if you're good at what you do, shout out to Christine at Trinity Rehab. Kathy and I are physical therapists.
I love her.
Then you have repeat customers if they have issues for sure.
Are you guys seeing her currently?
No.
Okay, yeah.
No.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
Yep. Number 2 on this list, fastest growing jobs of 2025, artificial intelligence consultant, and number 1 on the list, artificial intelligence engineer.
Wow. So,
growing. There are more people coming on board, so it makes sense.
I think it's NVIDIA had the largest leap forward in the profit increase for the company last year because they manufacture the chips that allow accelerated AI. But yes, and again, there's such a large umbrella. When you throw out AI, everyone thinks you're talking about programming C-3PO, but there's many aspects of it. And it's a huge growth industry.
All right, so I saw something, and it was one of those reels where I was like, "Is this a real thing?" It looked like this guy was doing some sort of a TED talk, and it was this egg. It was this giant egg that powers your home. Have you guys seen anything like that? All right,
I'd like to introduce something that I think is going to revolutionize your home.
Gene Simmons.
If you're a chicken fan, as am I. No, so is it like a house battery?
Yeah, basically. Okay, so this thing, and was Enron the company? Because I know it. Yeah, it is Enron. The Enron egg. You know anything about this thing?
Well, I know Enron. But I'm not familiar with the Enron egg.
On the surface of this video, does not look real.
Well,
Right?
didn't
But it
Enron-
probably is correct.
Didn't they file for bankruptcy
I
and
believe
disappear?
A scandal.
Yeah, I mean, there was a stadium in Houston named after Enron, and I don't think Enron exists, but I didn't know what outside sales was. So
This doesn't look legit.
By the way, when you talk about AI, you know what I've seen now? And it's a plethora of them, Preston. I saw 2. One was Clint Eastwood, and the other one was Kevin Costner talking about this new Have you seen it?
Nope. I have an answer for Casey.
Okay. So Kevin Costner, and they're talking about this medication that they say are delaying the cognitive loss that they might be experiencing from early onset dementia.
Okay.
They are clearly AI commercials, clearly false, and yet they're promoting a real product. They're up right now. I can't imagine they're going to stay up much longer. Have you seen them?
No,
I got
but that
bombarded.
sounds-
Yeah.
Nick, I heard you
Kevin
laugh.
Costner.
So-
Could you imagine Kevin Costner doing a commercial like that?
Just so you know, Nick, I spent maybe 10 seconns on this thing, and
I'm not laughing at you.
Then I reeled like. Right
No, I'm laughing that this exists. This is like the Onion buying, what's it called? InfoWars.
Right.
Enron is a defunct company as far as an energy company goes.
Okay.
That no longer exists. However, on December 2, 2024, the Enron website relaunched with terms and conditions stating that it is a parody. A Newsweek fact-checking report assessed that the announcement is satire. So
Okay.
this website and this Instagram account does exist, and it is called Enron. Enron as an energy company no longer exists.
Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah, once I heard Enron, my eyebrows went up. I'm like, that doesn't seem right. But the notion of a one large egg that powers your house is very enticing.
I love
Yes,
that.
isn't it?
Yeah. Hey, don't touch that egg. That's powering everything.
I would do it.
Yeah.
I'd buy that for sure. All right. I think we're going to wrap up the segment.
The stream of consciousness-ner.
Got a few things out of that, hopefully. We do have to take a break because our guests have arrived. They are in the Acme Lounge. So when we return, we'll get our friend Eddie Alvarez in here and also David Feldman of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. The event is coming up on the 25th. We'll be back in a sec. Stay with us.
It started to. I'm still standing. It started to.
I thought we were going this way.
No.
All the way down, Marissa. Let your weight pull her. And there it goes.
Wow, that is
that was
unbelievable.
In time.
All right, so the issue is go.
See? Here we go. Now you got to move. You got to move. You got to move.
Almost. It's
Nick was just observing.
That was perfect.
That was the closest
It was
so
close.
far.
And you know what it really
Nick
was?
sleeping at the wheel.
It was.
I thought we were just trying 3 people.
Lean down. That's it. And to the left. Here we go.
Casey, put your feet
Now we're going. Now we're going.
Hold me.
Dude, it's working. It's working. It's working. I give up. I give up.
We are
did it.
That was. Are you kidding? And in motion, a flowing human river. It's sort of working.
Keep going.
It's just a sea of bodies writhing. It basically looks like a bad orgy. This looks like an inept orgy. This looks like, you know what it looks like? That looks like remedial gym class. Serving, rolling, it's working. And again, remedial gym class.
Oh, my hands are in the air.
And Kathy's head is resting on Preston's ass. Casey's dead, and Marissa's crying.
Is your shin broken?
There's severe injuries, and Nick is just standing there as if he showed up to class late and doesn't know what to do.
I don't encounter people with headphones in other than around here.
Do you know
at work? I don't encounter them that often.
When I'm out, when I go on my hike or when I'm taking the long walks, and there are people who are clearly walking along or jogging or whatever with the headphones in. I don't talk to them. I do the one thing that I do all the time though, Preston, that drives me crazy. When I'm walking and someone is, I will nod and smile and I'll say hi, how are you? And even without headphones, people just don't respond to that.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm a scary looking dude, but I'm being pleasant. I'm trying to be cordial and just, hey, how are you?
Yeah.
But I rarely get a response.
Whenever I see somebody wearing headphones, if it's on a plane or wherever, I like to go, what are you listening to? What are you listening to? Yeah? People love that.
What are you listening to?
What are you listening to?
I have a perfect moment yesterday when Nick and I were leaving the building to go to Slash the Tires yesterday. God. We took the stairs.
Forgot to tell you guys this.
We took the stairs down.
Yeah.
And there was a guy coming up the other way, a flight up, and we were on the way down. We passed him on the stairs. Nick was wearing a purple shirt. I mean, like a bright purple shirt. And the other guy was wearing a bright purple shirt. And Nick goes, hey, it's Purple Shirt Day. and crickets. Nothing out of this guy at all. And we started cracking up immediately. He just was not going to acknowledge Nick whatsoever. And I think he looked him in the eye and said it. And he just, nothing.
Isn't that weird, though? You look and say, how are you?
Right. Yeah, I mean, I was just being friendly.
Right.
Yeah.
Hi. Or just
looking for a smile.
Hey, yes. Yeah, I guess so. Even I would respond. And,
right.
I would, yes, sure.
Not everybody is as gregarious and
gregarious. Gregorian monks.
Gregorian.
Yeah.
Nobody chants quite like you do, Steve.
Today is Purple Shirt Day.
His head is in his hand.
Gregorian. Nobody's quite as gregarious as you.
Today is Purple Shirt Day.
Oh, God.
Gregarious is what you're thinking.
Oh, but I said gregarious. Okay, sorry. Oh, jeez, oh, man.
Buckingham Palace is now hiring. The Royal Household website has several job openings, including one for a full-time live-in housekeeping assistant.
Oh. This is role for Anne Hathaway.
The listing reads, this is no standard housekeeping role. You'll work and live in stunning historic settings, ensuring that they're presented to their best for colleagues, guests, and, of course, the royal family. Aiming for the highest standards, you'll clean and care for interiors and items from carpets and furniture to historic vases and irreplaceable paintings.
All while constantly being reminded that you're lower-class filth.
You'll take care of guests and support special events, too.
You are, for all intents and purposes, a donkey.
And in an environment where development and training is commonplace, you'll be able to...
You are no longer a human being, you are a piece of mobile furniture.
You'll be able to grow your skills far beyond your immediate role. So the job pays about $22,000 a year.
It's prestigious, though, because once you leave that position, you are in demand.
But what's cool, too, is meals and housing is covered. So you live there and you get fed there as well. So
whatever the queen does not finish will go into a small tray, and you may pick at that.
They give you the scraps.
Yeah. Anything that falls upon the floor is yours as well.
I'm perfect for this job.
And once the royal corgis have finished with their calcan, you can go and eat that as well.
Royal corgis. You're second to the dogs.
Position will include occasional whippings.
The candidate will also get 33 vacation days.
Well, that's not too bad. Well, that's Europe for you.
Yeah, pension and access to recreational facilities. So you're only getting $22,000 a year, which you would think for that position it would probably be more. But housing, meals, 33 vacation days, pension, access to the recreational facilities, that ain't too bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
That's
You'll
pretty good.
occasionally be called upon to provide sexual favors for the Queen Mama.
But yeah, this community down in Texas, there's a foot fetish guy who is targeting the real estate community, and that's where he's decided, these are the people that are easy to track down.
That guy's pretty threatening, though. I read the article.
Is he pretty threatening?
Yeah, like he says, I know where you are, and if you don't send them, you'll need protection 24 hours a day. That was one of the texts he sent.
Send pictures of your feet?
Yes, or
really?
Yeah.
That's a very malicious fetish dude.
Yeah, honestly, God, I mean, if that started to happen, I would have to act like I was totally into it. Be like, oh my God, I want to.
Dude, I'll suck your feet.
I'll suck your feet. I want to meet you.
I'll suck your feet harder.
Because he
suck your feet so hard.
Suck your feet so you
so
can't
hard.
even you suck at sucking feet. I'm a sucking foot sucker.
Foot sucking machine.
I'm a sucking machine. Suck those nails right off your feet.
Right?
All right, you're scaring me.
You've taken it too far.
Right?
I mean, that's just sick, man.
You think you know how to suck feet. I'll show you how to suck feet, you foot sucker.
Suck those toenails right off. I'll suck every corn off your foot.
Oh, yeah, Stephen, suck that toe.
Suck
on
that
that
toe.
Suck it hard.
Suck that toe.
That's not how you suck it. So.
Let me show you.
I never thought I'd catch my daughter sucking a man's toe. But if you're going to do it right like this.
You foot sucker.
You foot sucker.
You're right, Casey. Turn it right back around on him.
Right?
Just out creep him.
Right.
If you possibly could. I wouldn't have the balls to do it though. There's no way.
Suck your feet. I'll suck up to your. I'll take your whole foot. I'll take it all the way up to your knee.
Up to the ankle.
No, yeah, I'll catch up with you later about that. All right.
Oh, hold up.
What? Whoa. What are you doing?
There's a Squirtle right there.
A what?
A Squirtle.
A Pokemon?
There's a
Pokemon?
Pokemon.
Oh, yeah? Where is he?
He's like
Where is he?
Like right by your balls.
Right by my. Right here?
Yeah.
Right there?
Well,
I got him?
A little higher.
A little higher?
A little higher.
A little higher?
A little bit. Keep
going.
going.
I'll get him.
Ow! 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 Ow!
Did I get it?
You got him?
Got
All
him.
right. Yeah! Woo!
It was Aaron Paul.
Aaron Paul?
Right. So he tweeted yesterday that he had done this thing on Siri, which suddenly took off. It became
I want to hear this.
Right. So if you ask Siri to divide 0 by 0, it has a very bizarre response.
Okay.
And we have the audio.
All right, here we go.
Imagine that you have 0 cookies and you split them evenly among 0 friends. How many cookies does each person get? See, it doesn't make sense. And Cookie Monster is sad that there are no cookies. And you are sad that you have no friends.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. That's awesome. I love it.
So I showed that to my kids yesterday.
What are they doing?
They got a big kick out of it. And then
it works. It clearly works.
So now my son does this thing where he asks Siri, "Hey, call me. Hi, grandmom." Okay. And then
it's amazing.
But you can tell me in Siri settings.
Oh, I didn't do it right.
That was good enough.
Try it again. Try it again.
Why don't you paraphrase what Siri will say?
It'll say,
"Here, let me do it.
Hey, Grandpa." Maybe try not yelling it so excitedly. How about I try this one that we're familiar with and won't drive you crazy? I have my phone right here.
Okay.
All right.
A common phone.
So I
you might
asked
find in
Siri.
anyone's home.
I asked Siri to say this.
Yeah.
All right. Hey Siri, can you say, "Hey everybody, it's good to have you on the Baba to ba to Baba Badu Gaga Bapadop."
Who, me?
And is that what happens?
No, it will repeat it. But all right, so I guess my kids have this.
Yeah, you whore. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, Casey, why did you throw "Hey Grandma" in there?
Because that's what my son was doing.
Oh,
yeah.
Have you ever asked it if it loves you?
No, but I've
I haven't.
Who, Siri?
We're better as friends. It
Really?
responded, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey Siri, do you love me?
I'm still working on the grandma blah 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 crap.
All right, so anyhow, here we go. Here are a couple things. What is 0 divided by 0? You get an interesting answer. When is the world going to end?
Tomorrow.
Is the one to ask. What does the fox say? Which is, the song.
Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah. Hi, Grandma.
Grandma's here.
I'll give you. It has the answers here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Read me a haiku. Or no, I'm sorry. That's not the answer. This is an interesting question.
I asked you to do something for me.
Why? Don't give a rat's ass. Read me a haiku, or I'll shut off your heating system.
Want to welcome the following: Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson, Connor Barwin, and they brought with them a rookie. We have Jordan DeWalt on DJ. Hey.
Not bad at all.
Casey came up with this plan to have guys from the Eagles in, and we wanted to have offense and defense represented equally, which we have here, which is really cool. So if you guys don't mind, we'd like to play a version of The Family Feud. Starring the Philadelphia Eagles, offense against defense. All right, so here we go. First question. Name something you make sure to clean before going on a date. All right, Lane, what do you want?
Clean your teeth. I don't know.
Clean your teeth. You brush your teeth.
Brush your teeth. Yes. Mouth is the number one answer.
You guys,
so they automatically
control the topic.
You guys get to control the topic now. Okay, so Jason, name something you make sure to clean before going on a date.
Armpits.
Armpits. Nope. Sorry. That is
okay. One more
strike.
Yep.
Okay, and let's go back to you, Lane. Name something you make sure to clean before going on a date.
Maybe your room if she's coming back or he's coming back.
That's
forward thinking. Survey says.
MMR.
Thank you very much, Kath. Our next two guests are in to promote an event. That's going to be at the Wells Fargo Center coming up on January 25th. And this is a hardcore night, man. Catherine Romano, biggest fan.
Yeah.
She's been promoting the bare knuckle fighting championships.
You betcha.
Over the past few weeks, and we want to welcome our good friend, Mr. Eddie Alvarez, the Underground King. What's up, man?
How's it going, brother?
Good to see you again. And we have the founder and president of Bare Knuckle Fighting, the one and only David Feldman is here.
What's going on, guys?
Nice to see you, David.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so, we've got January 25th, the event on at Wells Fargo Center. Eddie, you're facing off against Jeremy Stevens in this fight?
Yeah.
All right, and already there's been quite a bit of chatter between the two of you leading up to this?
A little bit. He came in to Philly as full heel. I was a little shocked by it.
Yeah.
I was scared for him, to be honest with you. I seen a lot of bad stuff happen down at stadiums by the fans. I'm like, hey, man, I was going to send him some of my security on the way out.
It's funny, man. He actually this morning added icing on the cake. He actually purchased 2 ringside tickets for you guys to give away because he said he wants Philadelphia to see Eddie Alvarez get his face.
Wow.
Dude,
heavy duty.
This morning and told me to tell you guys, give away 2 ringside tickets on him to watch Eddie get his face smashed in.
If we can, that's verified. We'll definitely do that. We don't want him to.
100%.
Okay.
I don't know about Eddie getting his face punched.
And look, he's trashing Philly, man.
Yeah.
Although I'm a promoter, I'm supposed to be unbiased, completely unbiased. I mean, how am I not rooting for Philly? I mean, we're Philly people here. We're Philly through and through. We're real. We bleed being real. Yeah. And that guy's trash talking our city.
Well, Eddie, you said it yourself. This city has a way of humbling people. And so and I've been watching. You're all over my Instagram feed, and I've watched the sound bites. You talking about this guy calling? He said coming into the city looking like a D-head. I love it. I love all this chatter, man.
Yeah, he was in Philly for about 5 minutes. He got called a D-head and a dork and every other thing the city throws at someone. So you better hope them tickets aren't close enough because whoever wins them tickets, he said they're going to end up spitting on him. That might backfire.
So the whole the bare knuckle. You guys, since the beginning, you guys have come in and touted it, and it's catching steam, man. In fact, out of the gate, it kind of hit big. Are you happy, David, with the way it's progressing and the way people are taking to it? Because I think we talked about it last time when just the UFC was getting underway and those matches were deemed too much. I think people are open to a lot more.
Yeah, man. Our numbers don't lie, right? Our viewership is through the roof. We're only second to the UFC now. No other combat sport promotion in the world has more viewership than us.
That's pretty friggin' amazing.
17,800 people will be at the Wells Fargo Center live witnessing this event. We will break the combat sports record at the Wells Fargo Center. We will beat the UFC and any other combat sport promotion that has ever been there.
This is something
love it.
that my son has gotten into over the last year or so. I believe I'm going to take him to this match on the 25th. Preston, it's your birthday. But it's funny because I love this stuff and then I hate it at the same time. Like when I watch somebody go down like a ton of bricks, I feel so bad. And then I have to remind myself that guy was trying to do the exact same thing to the other guy. But my son is all about it, which scares me a little bit.
No, it's amazing. Actually, I want to turn this over to Eddie because Eddie describes this the best.
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Kensington, Jane Westmoreland to be exact, Jane Cornwall. So we grew up slap boxing, we grew up fighting. Even if we did play a sport like hockey, we made sure that we were allowed to fight each other during the same way they do in hockey.
Really?
And then you'd go back to playing hockey again, but fights would happen. So, like, born and raised in Kensington, where Rocky was filmed, this is all normal.
Did you fight just for fun?
Yeah.
Did you fight your friends?
It was part of our culture. The way Dagestan was wrestling, in Kensington, it was about boxing. There was boxing gyms on every corner. But the thing about bare knuckle is, bare knuckle's unique in that you don't have the gloves. There's nothing casting your hand. So you have to be very selective in your punches. You can't hammer the punch, try to be too powerful. You got to be sharp and clean. And cuts happen. It's very volatile. Chaos happens in there. It's quick. It's violent.
You got to be more precise with your shots. The weapon you're throwing is smaller than it would be with gloves on. You know what I mean? So I would imagine. But also, what about protecting your hands?
You got to hope you hit some soft tissue. So that the way you throw your punches, with not turning them over too much, not trying to pull for too much power. That way you're hitting soft tissue. You want to hit the nose, the nose, the jaw, all the soft parts of the body, maybe the soft parts of the temple. If you hit a forehead or something like that, it could be on you.
You could break your freaking hand.
Yeah.
I mean, then you could be causing more damage to you if you're not hitting correctly. So you talk about obviously. I assume then that makes strategy and execution a little bit more complex than a regular UFC bout, right? Because even though you're not restricted in that sense about what you have on your hands, you've got to be more precision, correct?
Yeah, it feels honestly when you're in there and you toe the line. The guy's he's right in front of you. He's not on the other side of the ring. They're right in front of you.
Yeah,
3 foot away. So it kind of feels like. It feels like you're about to fly. That's what it feels. Really? It feels like a knife fight because you can't get hit. If you get hit once, it could be over.
Yeah.
So it's very much that you feel like you're gonna fly. So it's amazing, and even the crowd can feel it from when you talk about you don't need to watch the co-main and main event and need to know the characters.
Yeah,
you better be there in the beginning because every single fight is that
way.
Exciting.
Yeah,
Eddie, I don't know if there's an easy answer to this question, but is anger as an emotion, is that a strength for you or a weakness? Does it get in the way of what you're trying to do, or is it something that fuels you to kick the crap out of the other guy?
No, people always ask me, hey, how did you feel about this, or how did you feel during this moment? And I say, I don't feel.
Okay.
Feelings get in the way of a lot of things, and you make up a lot of mistakes by feeling things. So, like, when you're inside of a cage or a ring or anything like that, the whole idea is to be out of your mind and be instinctual. The more instinctual you can be, the faster you'll react and the better fighter you'll be. So no thoughts inside there.
To that point then afterwards, and obviously you're all professionals. This is what you do. You understand it's the sport. You understand you're there to entertain people, to make money as well, and do what you need to do. How often is a grudge carried, or does it end the second the match ends and you guys are like, okay, we're done, leading up to it? Or does a grudge carry? And are there people who are notorious for lingering grudges and carrying it well outside the ring?
I've got this question so much. It's the best way I can describe it. I grew up Catholic, and I'd be describing someone who's Muslim, right? You have a different belief, right?
Yeah.
I'm never going to convince you to be Catholic in 5 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're never going to convince me you could beat me in a fight. Ever.
Yeah.
So let's not have this argument is always going to exist.
Yeah.
Even if you beat me that night.
Right.
You won't beat me tomorrow night. This will always exist. So the argument's real, the grudge is real, and the belief is you're never going to make me believe that. So there's nothing disingenuous about the fight about that.
Right.
You know? So you go, you fight, you settle it, and you only beat me that night. You still won't beat me tomorrow. This is the minds of most athletes, most fighters. So, like, the grudges are there, but is there anything personal? Never for me. I've been doing this. I can tread over that guy who's knocked down the ground and not feel a single thing the night of the fight.
You have to be that way, I guess. Yeah.
Commenting on that, you've been doing this for a while. You're 40 years old, right?
Yep.
What's expectancy wise? I mean, because you look phenomenal. You look like you're in the best shape of your life.
Thank you. I am. I think my resting heart rate yesterday was a 37. So.
Stop it.
Yeah.
There are corpses that would like that.
You're partially dead.
There are dead bodies that would like that.
Yeah,
Wow.
So day and night we're training. Day and night, getting prepared, getting ready to do what Philly wants me to do, and that's put this guy away.
Wow.
So, quick question, Dave, to you, David. Where are most of the fighters that are coming into the sport coming from? I assume they're coming from like mixed martial arts and UFC, or are you getting a lot of just straight up boxers coming in?
A lot of boxers are coming in now. It started with a lot of mixed martial artists then a lot of Muay Thai guys, and now a lot of boxers are coming in. The good thing about what we're doing now is we're really building a lot of stars from the ground up. And what we're doing on this show particularly is having an Eddie Alvarez, a legend in the sport and a legend in Philadelphia, at the top. And we've got all these guys we're trying to groom in to be the next Eddie Alvarez on the undercard, and they're selling a lot of tickets. They can fight. And then eventually we want to groom them into being Eddie Alvarez of, one of the future shows.
The future shows, yeah.
For those who aren't familiar with the sport, bare knuckle fighting, how does it compare to mixed martial arts? As far as some of the rules that might be different, or is there groundwork? Is it all stand up? What's the difference?
It's a lot more fast paced. It's 5 2-minute rounds. It's fought in a circle ring. The fighters start from 2 4-foot lines in the center of the ring, separated by 3 foot. So they're starting close together. It's action personified, action all the time, nonstop, engaging action. It's relatable, right? Because everybody in here has been in a street fight or saw a street fight, saw someone get punched in the face. You get it, you understand it, so it's relatable.
Is there groundwork?
It's punching only.
Punching only, okay.
So you can do a Muay Thai clinch and punch with your open hand, and you can clinch in a clinch as long as you're punching with your open hand. But there is no ground game. There is no kicks. There is no elbows. It's punches only.
Okay.
And how many fights in the card?
We're going to have 12 on this one.
Wow. And starting at what time?
It's going to start at 8 p.m. and it'll end around midnight.
And then, David, I saw this, one of the featured fights, social media star Bryce Hall against Kimbo Slice Jr.
Yeah, that one unfortunately actually just got pulled on Tuesday.
Oh, it did? Okay.
Something happened with Kimbo Slice, but we're going to rebook that one for the future.
Okay. I'm not familiar with Junior. I remember Kimbo from, before social media was around. He was kind of making the rounds in videos.
Did you see what the Martha Stewart and Butterbean?
Oh, wow.
But there's some good.
If my brother was here, he'd probably want that match, right?
Dude. Yes, he would.
What
were you saying?
That's a good one. No, it's just some good local Philly talent, like Dave said. Like, we're building and grooming these younger guys. You got like Cody. I have one of my main training partners is Cody Russell. We got Johnny Garb. There's a lot of really big, talented kids out there who are up and coming, who are about to shine and be shown in a big way.
It's wild because so many. Initially, remember in with the UFC and mixed martial arts competitions, a lot of the guys who were kind of getting the lead were the jiu-jitsu guys, the guys who are really good in Preston. You talk about this, the wrestling game, the groundwork. This seems to be something that really does speak to your really accomplished boxers because of the restrictions, but that also makes it, as you said, you guys are right up on each other. You're not chasing each other around. That's it. You're going toe to toe for the whole thing, correct?
It is, but also in boxing, you get a little messed up, and you got to be forced to deal with that adversity. If you don't know how to deal with that, then you shouldn't be in bare knuckle. But because them kind of things will happen.
When you had your first bare knuckle fight with this system, and you obviously had an accomplished fighter and a world champion.
Yep.
Was there one thing that you had not anticipated happening? You're a seasoned fighter, but your reaction to that first fight, was there sort of a moment of clarity where you're like, oh, this is how it's going to be?
Yeah, what I noticed first was within the first 3 rounds, how much my hand swelled up. And I taped my wrist real good to have a real good wrapped wrist so it wouldn't bend. But that was a mistake because the blood had nowhere to go. So when my hand swelled up, the blood stayed there in my hands. My hands look like 2 marshmallows. So now when I fight, I don't worry about the wrap of my wrist. I just train my wrist, my ligaments and tendons to be good and strong going into the fight. And then I just trust that they'll do their thing. But the tape itself, you need to keep it light. That way the blood can flow if they get swollen during the fight.
Eddie, when MMA was starting to surface, one of the things that I found different from other combat sports like boxing, like say we'll take the 24/7 that series where they follow these trainers are getting ready for the big fight, and they're training for months for this one fight. But then MMA came in, and some guys were like, "Hey, can you fight next week?" "Yeah, I'll do it." It seemed like a different training regimen. Is bare knuckle different than MMA in its training and getting ready for your fights as far as amount of time you spend prepping for your opponent?
Well, that depends on the athlete. Some athletes stay inside of the training facility a year long. And if you do that, then it's easy on a 2-3 week notice to say, hey, I'll jump in there. But like me in particular, I don't do that. I take my time. I'm 1,000% dedicated and focused on the fight. Nothing else exists around me. And then I'm 1,000 dedicated to my family. So I'm a guy you're going to have to call 3-4 months in advance.
Okay.
To get myself back, because that's just the way I always functioned since I was younger.
Speaking of your family, sorry to interrupt.
No
Steve.
problem.
How old are your kids now?
Eddie's 19. Anthony just turned 17 yesterday. Happy birthday,
Are they
buddy.
fighters?
Anthony's fighting, and then we have Alistair. Alistair's 14, and Aniston's she just turned 10.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, but you've got the one fighter kind of wants following Dad's footsteps.
Anthony is in that gym, man. It's scaring the shit out of me.
The heck. We'll say. So the other three should become hand doctors.
Well, then let me ask because like
all my boys wrestle, but I want
are they anywhere close to being able to take you?
No. My only goal is to know mixed martial arts, so I can handle them for the rest of their life. So I'm the top dog in this house.
You're a smart man. Yeah, you make sure you still have the upper hand.
I'm pretty sure my son is either surpassed or getting ready to surpass me. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh man, I thought it was going to take a little bit.
No,
longer.
that'll never happen because you have Eddie's number.
That's right. That's right.
I want them to, man. I mean, that's the goal, right? I want them to. I want them to be able to kick my ass. So.
It was a depressing. It's a depressing thing though in life when you're bigger than your dad, or you could, because you look up at your dad. You don't think that, but I mean, when your dad is a world champion.
You know what I tell them? They're all taller than me now, so like I really can't say anything about it. They rub the top of my head, you know.
Oh my God.
And I tell them, I say
one joke when he gets taller. I mean, one joke and that's it.
Yeah, I say you guys are one body shot away from being just my size, so relax.
That's so good.
That's funny.
Oh my God! Wow. All right, so David, we have a pair of ringside seats to give away.
Ringside seats. Yep.
Oh my God,
that is awesome.
Do I need to be?
Do we give those away now, or do we want to hold on to them and give them away? What do you think?
I kind of want to wait. Yeah,
we're not going to do it right now.
We're going to build excitement
we'll continue
on it. Yeah,
promoting the event, and we'll give them away. Maybe if
as
not
they say in
tomorrow,
Port, we're not
next
going to
week.
shoot our load right now.
Yeah.
And I was going to ask you to keep promoting this. It's going to be great. Look, we're on pace to sell out, but tickets are available at WellsFargoCenter.com or BKFC.com. The lower bowl is almost completely gone. There's some upper bowl seats left. There's a few floor seats left. This is going to be the most epic combat sports experience you've ever had in Philadelphia. I really encourage you to get down there because once you watch Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship live, you'll never really want to watch another combat sport.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, you're nipping at the heels of the big guys, so it's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Dick, tickets.
That's the event. Eddie, are you interested in getting into that?
Before I came in here, you guys talked about the size of people's thing too long. Now he's saying he's giving out dick tickets.
Sign up for your dick tickets.
Tickets are available at bkfc.com/events, and BKFC stands for Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, by the way.
That's your next sport.
Yeah. It's going to be on January 25th, so get those tickets now. But it's great to see you guys. Thanks
for having us.
Good luck with the event. Eddie, go get him, man.
Yeah!
Eddie Alvarez and David Feldman on our program. We're going to take a quick break, and yes, we're going to hang on to those ringside seats, and we will give those away in the very, very near future. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
That means we go over to Connor and to Jordan, and they're discussing this right now. Name something you make sure to clean before going on a date. Remember, we polled Preston and Steve show listeners. Jordan, what do you want to say?
Your car.
Your car. And Casey?
That's good.
Survey says no. Oh, man, I wish we could all see these so we could say them, like they do on the show.
All right, go ahead. You say them.
Your turn now.
Number 5, underwear. Number 4, the bathroom.
That's stupid.
Clean the bathroom.
Yeah.
Number 3, your ass. And number 2, your balls.
I was going to go genitals. Genitals would have been good.
All right, so who's got the sounder? Jordan? Are you up, or is it Connor?
Connor.
All right, Connor's got it, and we have Lane who's got the sounder over here, right?
Me or you? I just went. Yeah.
All right, whatever. What food do human testicles most resemble? All right. Connor was tapping you, Jordan. He wanted you to buzz in. All right, Jason, what do you think? What food do human testicles most resemble?
How about eggs?
Eggs. And survey says yes!
Right.
Number 3, we also would have accepted deviled eggs. That's
Someone's got some very smooth balls.
Back over to the defense. What food do human testicles most resemble?
Well, no.
Jordan's thinking about it. Yeah, they get a chance to answer.
Beets.
Okay. Beets?
What?
Whoa. Wait. Dude, how big are your balls? Beets?
I mean, you are.
And are they red?
He might be right.
Survey says no. Sorry about
When
that.
I get shy, my balls turn red.
All right, let's go back over to the offense and find out what are you guys thinking. Lane, this is your chance to answer. What food do human testicles most resemble?
Plums.
Plums. That is a good answer. Let's see what the survey says. No. Incorrect.
I think plums is a perfect
with plum. You know what?
Correlation.
That's technically.
What?
No.
No. All right. No. All right. Then let's go back to.
It's like that. It's like that. Huh?
To Jason. Yeah.
Getting hosed.
What food do human testicles most resemble?
I'm guessing that was a fruit that we were. I'm gonna go grapes.
Grapes. And the survey says no. Incorrect. All right, back over to the defense. Guys, what do you think human testicles, or not human, human testicles.
Hey, he's using his phone.
My phone was, Google was no help.
Think about the shape and size and what food might resemble that.
What are they?
Like a sausage ball?
A sausage
ball. A meatball.
A meatball. He says survey.
He said sausage ball. I don't think this is acceptable.
Survey says yes! And the defense steals it.
Wow. Sausage ball.
The other answers were number 5, Rocky Mountain oysters, which are testicles.
Yeah, so that's not
accurate.
But it's a food. It's a food. And number 4, and this is why I almost accepted plums, prunes, which are dried plums,
I think
right?
they are, yeah.
Yeah, so that should count.
Plum.
Well, the judges said no.
Okay.
No, the one judge said no, and he should change his answer right now because he's wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong, son.
Number 1 food that human testicles resemble, walnuts.
Actually, that's good too, yeah.
All right, Lane and
Final
Connor.
one. This is where it all comes down.
All right, here we go. Which Philadelphia Eagle is most likely to sleep with a teddy bear? Oh, okay. Lane jumped in right away. Who do you say?
Say Jason Kelsey.
Survey says no. This is according to the people that we surveyed. Let's go over to the defense. What do you guys think? Which Eagle is most likely to sleep with a teddy bear?
Say John Dornbos.
Dornbos. Survey says number 5 on the list. That is absolutely correct. All right. Who do you think are the people that we surveyed said?
Well, I'm going to say Brandon Graham because his nickname is Teddy Bear sometimes. I don't know if people know that. But
all right, that's
survey says no. Correct. 1 strike.
We'll say Tim Tebow.
Survey says
great answer.
Number 1 answer, Tim Tebow. Yes, that's correct.
Great answer.
Okay. There's still 3 up there.
We'll say Sanchez.
Survey says that's the number 2 answer. Correct, Connor.
I just got to think about popular guys on the team.
All this is coming there.
I'll say myself.
All right. He says Connor Barwin, and survey said incorrect.
Man.
All right, Jason and Lane. What Eagle is most likely to sleep with a teddy bear?
You can steal it here.
I feel like we just got to pick the most popular. Most popular. Sam Bradford. Yeah.
Bradford. Survey says no. And that means the defense wins.
This is a highly contested result.
We might have to escort him out.
Over plums and prunes.
The other answers were DeMarco Murray and Riley Cooper. Well, thanks for playing the game, guys. We appreciate it.
Thanks for
Jason,
having us.
Connor, Lane, and Jordan, who are here this morning. Sir Ian McKellen cannot be bought. He reveals in a new interview.
Just placed a call to Chuck DeMacco.
In an interview with the Daily Mail.
I can't be bought.
He says that he rejected an offer to officiate Napster founder Sean Parker's wedding in character as Gandalf from Lord of the Rings.
That's a little demeaning. For how much?
$1.5 million.
I'll put the suit on now.
You're damn right you will. How can you pass that up? I mean, sure, it's below you, but it's $1.5 million.
I'm afraid how about I'll get the suit now. I'll provide my own beard.
Could you imagine? I mean,
Jesus,
everybody's got a price, right?
I'll officiate as Gandalf. I'll do the first dance as Magneto.
And I'll even do a panda bear. I'll do Kung Fu Panda if you want. I don't give a good goddamn. That's good money.
Ian says I was offered $1.5 million to marry a very famous couple in California.
Yeah, a couple.
Which I would perhaps have considered doing, but I had to go dressed as Gandalf. So I said, I am sorry, Gandalf doesn't do weddings.
Well, why not do it and then donate that money to a charity?
That's a great idea.
No, keep the money.
Okay, donate.
And donate the wedding to charity.
And no, because here's the deal. I mean, it's just the act of dressing up for you. That's the whole thing, as opposed to for an audience or for a review or something, or a piece of art.
Right.
That's where his beef is, I think. So
is the fear that if he does it for Sean Fanning, he has to do it for anybody else that has $1.5 million?
I don't know. Maybe. He said, I don't go.
It is an honor for Gandalf to officiate the wedding of the situation. Many years when we first saw you and your abdominal muscles on the Jersey Shore, we were all moved with your daily ritual of gym, tan, laundry. But as time progressed, you fell in love with Sophia. And now you two shall enter into the holiest of unions.
May we have the one ring.
I'm so glad Mike D is here, and Snooky, and even Puck showed up from an earlier TV show.
Wow. Oh, God.
That would be weird. Yeah, I could see where it'd be a little demeaning. If they make him drive, if the word was he had to literally show up in costume, or maybe they could set up a place behind the, in the alleyway.
He would have had to have been
me with my my socks on going on. God damn it! Why did I agree to this? I can't get this thing that hooks in the back.
Yeah. It's like 90 degrees, and he's wearing this full robe.
My balls are swimming.
So we had a funeral to attend earlier this week, and my entire family cut the line.
Your entire family cut the line at a funeral, at a viewing?
Yeah, at a viewing, yeah. So let me just set it up for you. Let me tell you exactly what happened.
You have a decent-sized family.
Well, so it was, so hear me out.
I know what happened. I'm Kathy Romano.
No.
Could I get a seat closer to the coffin, please?
No. So my mom showed up right before us, and so she was in line. My mom was in line. Me, my dad, and both my brothers came a little bit later. Well, we came at the wrong time. We pulled up. The parking lot was full. The cars were on the street, down the street. The line was through the room. Out into the lobby area, down the hallway, out the door, and down the sidewalk.
So it's a hopping wake.
It was a hopping wake.
It was the wake to be at.
So it was one of my mom's.
It wasn't bougie at all.
Wasn't bougie at all.
It was one of my mom's best friends. She's been friends with this woman forever. It was her brother. So we knew him. We had met him a few times over the years. Had just recently seen him. Maybe it was a year ago or something like that. But we were there for my mom's friend to pay our respects to her.
Show support. Yes.
So you weren't even super close with this person.
Right.
You figured that you could be obnoxious.
Sure. Yeah. You can cut in line.
No. So my mom was in line, and the line to get up to the family was so long. So
WMMR.
Thank you very much, Kathy. Let me check on how we're doing our Instagram account. I haven't looked over here yet. Oh.
Getting close.
It's grown.
Okay.
It has grown. 99,000. We're at almost 99,800. We're at 99,769. So we're very, very close.
That's closable.
We're looking to get to 100,000 before the weekend. And if so, Kathy has offered up her nude feet to share.
I will say, like, I did say it as a joke. So when the video goes out.
What do you mean you?
I'm saying when the video goes out, like, don't think I'm serious about this. This is what I had in mind. This is literally what I had in mind.
Oh, Footloose?
Oh, a Footloose with your.
I think I'm gonna do a video. I don't think there's gonna be pictures.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I think it's even better. All right, so follow us on Instagram, Preston and Steve Show.
Follow me.
I'm following you
at Instagram, Preston and Steve Show. So we got it. We have to do it. If we don't get it by the end of the show tomorrow, she's not going to do it.
I thought she was going to do like a scene from Titanic. Oh, you're going to do it. Or somebody professing to be you.
I love Titanic.
Yeah, so one foot could be up on the floating board and your other foot could be in the water. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm the pinky of the world.
Yeah, and I'll need,
like that.
Pinky toe of the world.
I'll need like a toe chain.
Do you know what we can do also, Kathy? We can draw eyes on your chin and you can sit upside down so you can have your mouth, those mouth things.
You're going to wear a sexy little anklet and
I actually already have them
from
on.
the Kathy Romano collection. Are those the ones that you have to cut off?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Those. No, I don't do those. The Kathy Romano collection
We have a
doesn't
DUI?
do those. What?
It's in the monitor.
No. Yes, they're the permanent jewelry is what it's called. And I go to a place in Westchester, and she does. I have 3 bracelets, 3 anklets. I love them.
I'm unfamiliar.
Some of those are the permanent ones?
So they're all the permanent ones.
So they
right now.
attach it, Steve. It's not a regular clasp. It's linked together like a
Here,
like
look,
a
I have
chain
them
link.
on my.
And those are permanent, quote unquote permanent, but you have to go to someone who removes them and puts them on for you.
Yes, my friend in Westchester, True
Right.
by Christy, does these. I love her. I love all of her jewelry. So you'll see there's no clasp. So it just stays on until they either break off or like they actually, believe it or not, they stretch out.
And the benefit of
very dainty.
is that you don't have that clasp thing.
You don't
as
have
part
the
of it?
clasp. They're very dainty, and I've had these for over a year at this point.
Okay.
We just passed 99,800.
Okay.
So we are fewer than 200 followers away on Preston and Steve Show on Instagram. And tomorrow, like 24 hours, we can do this.
Absolutely.
Steve, what's the saying in the
two in the pink?
No. No.
Oh,
I'm gonna do that if we get to 1 million.
The David Mamet saying, always
You
be
heard
selling.
it here.
always be selling. ABC. Always be closing.
Always be closing.
Yeah.
Oh, now I got 1 million in our site.
Do you want to hear how stupid
Kathy's going to do
brings
the
up?
shocker on the air.
He brings up David Mamet and he goes, "What's that thing from Glengarry Glen Ross?" I go, ABC, always be selling. That's what a moron I am.
ABS.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we're working on it. Before we do the bizarre file, 2 quick Shart Outs, if you guys don't mind.
Yes.
This is a serious one. This is from Derek Smith from Lidditz, Pennsylvania. He says, listener since 2015. He said, first, I apologize. That's how he wrote it. For bothering you at work.
Apologize.
He said, around this time last year, I found myself in a really dark place in my battle with alcohol addiction, which I hadn't fully accepted yet. On January 22nd, I pounded my last hurrah and drove myself to rehab. Kids, don't try this at home, he said. I'm a podcaster, and I listened to your show the whole way there so that I could hang with some friends before driving into a month away from my life and family. And he said, God willing, January 23rd will be my 1-year anniversary of sobriety. Life is so much better for me now. And I love that you helped to remove the stigma of getting help and being sober. And he said, I've done a lot of hard work over the last year, and I would love a messy, ploppy Shart Out for my first birthday. Have a nice flight, he wrote, from Derek Smith. So, yes, that's for you, Derek, in advance of your success, because we have the complete confidence in you, and you're just a stone's throw away. So congratulations.
That's terrific.
I responded back to him.
Honored to be a part of that.
Yep. And then another one, and I like this idea. It says, Happy New Year to you and the whole gang. And, he said, Happy New Year to you and the whole gang. The other day you were talking about a Christmas gift you had received from your son, when you described the Viking helmet. I immediately remembered a similar helmet that my mom made for me. After I played her the clip of you wearing it, I was explaining the show to her, and she loved the idea of the Shart Outs. And by the way, I saw a picture of it. It's awesome. It's just like the one I have.
Oh, wow. And his mom knitted that
Yeah,
for
she
him?
knitted it. It looks great. She just kept knitting and knitting.
Knitting.
Shall we? He said, can you please, what was that?
That's from Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Oh.
Same scene.
Shall we?
He said, could you please give my mom, an incredibly creative mother, Juniata, a Shart Out? And if it's not too much to ask, he said, could you add the Al Pacino sniffing to it? Just for me. So he'll play the
first
Shart,
part.
and then you do the sniffing right after as if Al is enjoying it.
Also, real quick, his mom's name is Juanita, not Juniata.
Juanita.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
All right, so
I was thinking of Gary Lauer.
I know.
All right, hit it. Yeah. Either way, I love you guys like Dr. Mike, and keep it in Nooch, my Viking brother. That is from Kurt Thompson in Southampton, PA. Yeah.
mother.
I was like, wow, she's named after the town.
This is my mother, Juliana.
It's really funny because
Juanita.
when I was a senior in high school, I had gotten a mailer from a college, and I was like, oh, Juanita College. And my whole family made fun of me because it's Juniata College. So it's
And look, they put 2 dick tickets in.
Well, maybe we've created a new nickname for Mom. All right. Right here and now. All right. Yes. What?
Huh?
I thought you were about to say something.
I was.
Oh, yes, sir.
99.9.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Wow.
Oh, my God. It may happen before the
Stop following us.
end of this show.
I love how Kathy also gets followers anytime we mention this
Well,
in the
I
hopes.
said I know who the feet people are now.
All right.
You might maybe some cold realities you're going to be facing in the next couple of days.
Well, and I will say the video is not coming out immediately. Like, it's not coming out Friday. I need to go get a pedicure.
Okay. All right. Hey,
Listen, that's absolutely.
Yeah.
This is we don't want to meet to your feet. So yeah. So when you feel confident and comfortable, it has to be. And what we should probably have is an
intimacy coordinator.
An intimacy coordinator.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Kath, you want to go get petties together?
Someone who works for Tom McCann.
If you want to come to Consciencenessner, yeah.
Who do you go to for your petties?
I kind of bounce around. I like to bounce around from my nail spas for a pedicure.
See, Casey's got to go to the same person every time.
See, mine.
Otherwise, I get in trouble.
It depends on what if I need a quick pedicure. If I need, there's one place that I go to that will spend like 10 minutes massaging your leg. So if I have a little time, I like to go there.
Do you ever go to Cinderella's in Manioc? That's where Claire goes.
Oh, you know what? No, I think I've been there once in the past, but I don't normally
She
go
loves
there.
that place. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you? Yeah. Case, you got yelled at not that long ago, or they were accusing you?
No, I went to my pedicurist went to a different salon. I needed to go back to the salon that she worked at because I just didn't have time to go to where she had gone to.
And did she catch wind of that?
She caught wind of it and let me know. She's like, "That's fine. You can keep that one there." And I was like,
She said, "I'll be fine," right?
Yeah.
I
was like, I'll be okay.
in the first place.
Yeah.
I'll be fine.
Yeah. I was like,
I had to go to a different manicurist because it was time constraint, and they were so good. I posted a picture. I loved them, and my normal manicurist literally she wrote to me. She goes, "You're a cheater."
Oh wow!
I was like, it was my schedule. I was
It
like,
meant nothing.
Well, it meant
She
nothing.
meant nothing to
we'll
me.
get back on track in 2 weeks. I promise.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh no.
we have reached 100,000 Instagram followers.
Oh my God! Not expecting that today. I think it's word of a video that got out that stimulated the audience.
So, as Kathy has promised, she will join another girl. They will be holding a cup.
Stop it! No, now you just need to get my Instagram account to 100,000, and I'll release the video.
We can't have a caveat now. You'll do your teaser video.
All right, guys, congratulations!
Yay!
We did it. We really did it. All right.
And so when you go over to Instagram and there's someone who shows their left knuckle and has 10 million people. Put it all in perspective.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm wondering, like you had said, Steve, does Instagram give us some sort of special recognition for hitting that milestone?
Think so.
I would hope
YouTube's
so.
a little bit more in the memorializing these various steps. I think Instagram's a little jaded.
Yeah, probably.
Pricks.
Yeah. All right. Well, no, we don't have to. They might do something nice. You never know.
I take that back, Instagram, if you have any plans.
Dear Instagram.
Yeah.
Dear
I feel like-
Instagram.
I might have been harsh in my original assessment. If you were in fact planning some sort of plaque or memorial, we are absolutely into that.
Here's some dick tickets. Yeah.
Want a WAP sandwich?
Yeah.
All right, we need to get the creative team together.
We do. All right.
wait, that's
Hey,
us.
congratulations, man. And thank you to Marissa Magnata, who is our main, she is the gatekeeper of all things Instagram and social media for the Preston and Steve
The
Show.
creator.
Okay.
You guys are the creator. I just piece it together. Guys, we got a little note. It says, you've earned an achievement. You've gained 100,000 followers. Exclamation point.
Wow.
Trophy.
We got a trophy.
We got a trophy.
We got a virtual trophy.
Yes.
Yes. All right. There we go. Congratulations.
Trophy, everybody.
All right. We got to do the bizarre.
All
file.
right,
Let's do that now.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
I thought it was over already.
Second time I've done that today. All right. It's brought to you by the Special Olympics of Pennsylvania, and they are inviting you to get freezing for a reason at the 2025 Polar Plunge, February 1st, Citizens Bank Park. For more information or to register, visit phillyplunge.org. That's philly.org. Wait a minute. One says visit phillyplunge.org, and the other one says that's phillyplungephilly.org.
No, it's phillyplunge.org, and I'm your team captain. So if you have any questions, don't email Preston.
Please. Please.
Email me.
All right, we will start with let's start with a good story in Missouri and then a bad story in Missouri. All right, the good one is a Missouri man asked a gas station clerk to pick out a lottery ticket for him that ended up winning him $2 million from a scratch-off game.
Nice.
So he just walked in and said, here, you pick the numbers. The man told the Missouri lottery officials he stopped for gas at a Quick Trip station and ended up buying a 200 times the cash scratch-off ticket. He said, I asked the clerk for any $20 ticket, and this was the one that they picked. And the man scratched his ticket in the parking lot and discovered he won $2 million right there.
That's crazy.
He said, I couldn't believe it. I looked in it at least 30 times to make sure that it was real. The winner did not reveal whether he has any immediate plans for the prize money. He didn't say whether he tipped off the clerk either. So at least something.
So in the case of scratch-offs, I don't mean to derail with this, but would the selling establishment get a percentage as well the way you would with a lottery ticket?
Do not know that. Not sure. All right, here's the other messed up story out of St. Louis. Body camera footage showed two of St. Louis Metropolitan Police officers walking away from a still breathing victim of a gunshot wound to the head because they did not want to take the call. The footage contains a body camera video of several responding officers throughout the response to the incident. Law enforcement experts said the inaction of the two officers is a stark contrast to the action of the other officers who showed up on the scene and actually took action. The footage shows a response by former police officers Austin Fraser and Ty Warren to a 911 call placed by a man named Orion Rodriguez Rivera, saying that he planned to take his own life. The body camera footage recorded the incident. One of theirs did, the other one did not. On the date that Rivera took his life, the officers discovered him beneath the tree, still breathing with a gunshot wound to the head. Warren can be heard telling Fraser that Rivera is still alive and that they needed to transport him. And then Warren tells his partner, we need to take this effer then. And then Fraser replied that they would not take the call because his shift ended in 30 minutes. He said, we aren't taking this effer. I get off in 30 minutes. Let's cruise around and come back. Wow. So they left. They came back later, and there were other officers that were there to attend, and they walked up as if they hadn't seen anything and pretended like they hadn't been there before. And then they ended up leaving right after that. After they left, you can hear the officers on their own body camera footage saying, those guys just left.
Yeah.
And one of the cops goes, I'm turning them in for this. You can't do that. You just can't
of course,
do that.
yeah.
And that was just, they didn't know that they had left in the first place. They just thought they were leaving after they had originally discovered. So the good cops took care of business. But these idiots obviously are going to face some serious.
That's horrible.
Are you familiar with this area, by the way?
Yeah, it's Forest Park. It's in the city. But this is just disturbing as hell. I watched a video and my jaw was on the floor.
Is that where you used to break dance?
I did not break dance in Forest Park. That was Queenie Park. That's where I used to do that. All right. So on December 15th, Brooke Comer's dog went missing. At one point, it seemed that all of the Green Cove Springs, Florida, was on the hunt for Athena, the 4-year-old German Shepherd mix, with others from as far away as Jacksonville pitching in to help. And then at 2:30 a.m. on Christmas Eve, she was awakened to the sound of the doorbell ringing. It was the dog, Athena, on her hind legs, scratching at the door and simultaneously ringing the doorbell at the same time.
That's amazing. It's a literal Christmas miracle.
And woke up everybody in the house. Comer described it as a Christmas miracle the day before Christmas. But not only showing up and maybe just hanging out on the stoop, the dog is ringing the doorbell.
There are a bunch of videos online, you'll see them on social media, where the pet has figured out the Ring doorbell. And you'll see them come up and they know, and they bump their nose.
That's
and they
great.
step back and they're waiting for the bump their nose again. It's hilarious.
I love it. All right, after seeing a vehicle almost hit the curb multiple times in Florida, a police officer pulled over 53-year-old Ronnie White. The officer said that the passenger in the vehicle, 48-year-old Diane Dash, apologized to the officer and said that White's erratic driving was her fault. As she explained, she said, "It's my birthday, and I was rubbing all over him to try and get him excited." White didn't do too well on various field sobriety tests and was arrested for driving under the influence. It's not clear what, if any, birthday present Dash received, but she said she was rubbing on him, and that's why he was driving poorly.
They don't have the ability to let you off if you were rubbing on.
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
Not that I know of. Let's see. Let's go with this story. If you want to feel worse about your income, this ought to do it. A 6-month-old baby named Hunter made around $108,000 in 6 months, including almost $45,000 in the month of September alone.
Selling timeshares?
The UK baby's mom, Paris Go, is sharing on social media how her sons are making serious bank doing photo shoots for various brands, including a grocery shoot, a TV appearance, and bookings for clothing.
Wow.
The checks aren't made out to the kids, of course, but Paris is doing right by them. The money they're making is being put into a savings account that'll be given when they turn 18.
Kathy, maybe we skip the feet and have you dressed as a baby.
Of course, the boys had some inside knowledge helping them get going. Go has modeled for brands such as H&M. 6-month-old baby making that much money. I guess they have baby clothes at
Or maybe they have like a mom holding a baby. Yeah.
At H&M.
Do they have baby clothes at H&M?
At H&M, yeah.
Oh, they do?
Their
Okay.
baby clothes are pretty popular because they're kind of trendy looking clothes
Right.
for little kids, and you can't find stuff like that everywhere.
All right, and that is what I have in this morning's Bizarre File. All right, we're going to break and we'll return shortly. We'll prep a question for you for the lesson question, and Trash and Music News are up when we return.
The way the funeral home is set up, I parked out.
I'm not doing that.
No, it was not like that. No, just listen. So I parked out back, and there was a back door. So we walked through that door, and they were kind of filtering people because there were other people coming through that door. They were kind of filtering people off to the side to try to get them to go back outside and get in line. It wasn't working. There were other people that were kind of merging into the line, which we probably could have done that. But I looked into the room, and my Christopher goes, "Look, there's Mom," and he just beelined it. He walked directly.
Go.
And they had they had ropes set up, and because there were so many people, they were expecting a lot of people. No, it was Christopher. It wasn't me.
It's like the wake version of Goodfellas, where she comes into the back through the kitchen, and they, what do you do for a living? I'm on radio.
So Christopher just walks right over to my mom and, says, "Hi, Mom," gives her a hug. Now, my mom is maybe 10 people away from the family, so she was right up front. She had yet to reach the casket, but she was right there.
Yeah.
And my dad, not caring about anything, just same thing. He walked over and just he went, "Excuse me," to the people behind my mom and just stepped right in front of them. So now I'm there and I'm like, okay. And so I follow suit. I go over and I say hi. And now my mom is facing directly forward and she's like, "I can't even look at the people behind us. I just can't." She was like,
She's mortified.
And I'm like, "I'm going to go sit in the chairs. I'm not going to wait in line so that all three of us have now, butted in line. I'm going to go sit at the chairs." So I went over, I sat at the chairs. And then when they got up to the family, I just snuck over and I got in. I said hi to my mom's friend and all of the other family members. Now we're finished. We said hi to the family, paid our respects, and we're now exiting. And they have a line set up for the people exiting. Well,
why didn't you take some flowers on the way out?
Right.
Listen, it actually gets worse.
Oh no.
So as we're leaving, when I butted in line, I went in front of my mom. So I was the first of my family. So I'm leaving now, and all of a sudden I see my brother Jim, and he's walking down the exit line.
He walked up the exit line.
He walked up the exit line, ran over to my mom's friend, paid his respects to the family, and then we all got out. Now we're in the lobby, and the people who were behind us the entire time.
I'm sorry, it's fantasy football night.
Right.
Who never said anything. Yeah. I see them walking out, and I'm like, we got to go. I'm like, let's go. I mean, trust me, we were all pretty embarrassed, but
you saved a lot of time.
We just didn't want to wait.
I'll tell you this.
Really.
Khloe Kardashian has a thing for basketball players, of course. Her soon-to-be ex-husband, Lamar Odom, starred for the Los Angeles Lakers, and now her ex-boyfriend, James Harden, and Rashad McCants were also NBA players, and it looks like Kardashian has hooked up with another. She was spotted vacation in Cabo San Lucas with...
Yoo-hoo.
With...
You're a cutie. What's your name? Yoo-hoo.
An avalanche starts. Porpoises are beaching themselves.
She was vacationing.
You're cute.
You're cute.
You're a cutie pie. I want to just eat you up. And I literally will eat you. I will devour your flesh and bones. In tribute to Zool.
She was in Cabo with Tristan Thompson of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, I say this with all due respect. If you have had the checkered history with basketball players that she's had, as the family's had up to this point,
right?
Maybe deviate from that a little bit.
But she needs big guys because she's a big girl.
True.
You know what I mean?
Well, then get the who's the guy from Game of Thrones?
Oh, the Mountain.
The Mountain. How about that dude?
Yeah, that dude is big.
He's big.
Yeah. Thor, isn't that his name?
Oh no.
Did you get my email about Pine Valley?
Yes, that they have. You can go walk the course.
Yeah, that Crump Cup thing that they have every year. Are you interested in doing that?
I was actually going to play the golf course.
I know, and that's why I brought
an invitation to it. So
don't you want to walk it first?
Shut up, man. It is the #1 golf course in the world.
In the world.
A lot of people don't realize that. Here, right across the river in New Jersey, kind of near the Blackwood area.
It's in Clementon.
It's by Clementon Park.
Right.
The #1 golf course in the world. According to Golf Digest, according to Golf Magazine. Yes.
In the world?
In the world.
Right here?
Well, then, all right, dare I say the universe. Because I'm pretty sure they're not playing golf
in the
anywhere
known
else.
universe. Yes. It's called Pine Valley. It's super duper, extremely exclusive.
I read that whole
Just
article.
One second,
sent.
if you. Just 1 second.
Okay. Sure. I've been invited by somebody who knows a member there.
And don't you want to walk it first, maybe?
We were supposed to play like a month ago.
Oh!
The day before.
Oh, Steve, I got something.
The day before I was supposed to play, I got a text from them that said that there was a work emergency and I couldn't go. And
You were so excited.
I'm not even making this up. I'm not saying this figuratively. I literally was having a dream about it the night before. I was that stoked to go.
Steve,
and it hasn't come together yet. So is this the privilege approaching?
Privilege. Privilege, privilege. Privilege, 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 privilege. Privilege, privilege.
Privilege. Steve was showing me a video this morning. The Paralympics are going on right now.
They're fascinating to watch.
I saw two things the other day. I saw, Nick showed me a volleyball player who's 8 feet tall, and he just sit on the ground and play volleyball, but he's an 8-footer, so he's got a bit of an advantage.
Yeah, basically he's taller than the net.
Yeah, and then I saw a guy in an archery competition with no arms.
Yeah.
So he holds the bow and pulls the bowstring back with his feet.
And that requires a good amount of strength.
Crazy amount of strength. I don't know what pound-pull bow he was using, but just to position yourself that way is pretty wild. So it got me thinking, us as non-amputees or people born without limbs, are there things that you ever try to do without using your hands or your arms?
Wait, wait a second.
Yeah, Casey found a cup that he can shove in his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you could drink from that?
Yeah, so and it's actually really hard because you need air to get in there in order, like, you know how, like,
that's what I was thinking.
The old high C things, you would have to have 2 holes in the top so it would
to let air flow.
Yeah.
But also you generally, to swallow, you need to close your mouth, right?
Yeah.
Do you?
So it's not
I
that
can't
easy.
open it around and go,
Look.
Kathy, you can do that. Oh, Max can do it. He's got a huge cup in his mouth, too.
Yeah, this is probably...
Yeah, there you go. Now, say something.
Not quite.
We used to scream into cups. Toadies on 93.3 WMMR, Possum Kingdom. The name of the song. I've never in my life once tried to, or maybe we did. Why they call it Possum Kingdom? There was a lake or something named Possum Lake,
think
or
that's
something
it.
like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did look that up one time.
did?
With us?
It was named after the Possum Kingdom Lake in North Texas near Fort Worth.
There it is. Just as I thought I didn't know what it meant, I did know what it meant. And sure enough, we've proven it.
Sure enough.
Right here, sure enough. All right, so, by the way, we made 100,000 followers on Instagram now, thanks to Kathy's feet.
How close are we to 200,000?
That's a good question. How many above 100K are we now?
A few.
If you can hover over this.
There's a point at which people go, okay, enough.
It will tell you in just a second. Yeah, 100,114. It keeps on going.
We're almost there, Steve.
We can close 200,000 by the end of the show.
Yeah.
All right, how do we turn that into influencers? How do we get free stuff out of this?
How do we make us make us to be influencers now?
Well, I'm going to start us off as a foot influencer.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, we'll start there.
Yeah, these Adidas pants ain't cheap, Kath. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, let's give away a prize associated with our lesson question. We're going to give away a pair of tickets to see our buddy Tom Segura. The Come Together Tour is Saturday, January 18th at Wells Fargo Center. And the question that we will go with, a lot of times I go way back in the early portion of the show. Let's do a later one. When it comes to Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, what tickets are also available? It's a little flub that I made.
Yep.
215-263 WMMR at the very end of that interview. When it comes to Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, what tickets are also available? 215-263 WMMR was uttered less than an hour ago on this very radio program. Let's see if you know the answer. We will do the trash while you're calling in.
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
All right, Steve, what's up this morning?
Well, last week, Preston, a Mega Millions player walked into a small-town gas station in California and is now $1.2 billion richer. The winner says he wants to remain anonymous just for now so he can pay to have all of his enemies killed.
Oh, my God.
Hoda Kotb revealing her post-Today Show plans involve starting her own wellness company. Kotb says true wellness begins with convincing suckers they feel better. Hey! And finally, Khloe Kardashian finally putting an end to rumors that she and Scott Disick once hooked up. Disick joined Khloe on her podcast and said he always loved her the way a brother loves a marauding Kodiak bear. And that's your Hollywood Trash.
All righty, we will see if we can get a winner. We are looking for the answer to the question. When it comes to Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, what tickets are also available? And it is Brian that we will go to. Hi there, Brian.
Hey, you guys rock.
Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it. All right, what kind of tickets can you get for Bare Knuckle Fighting?
That would be dick tickets.
Dick tickets, yes. Yep, we want you to hang on, Brian. We'll get your info, and we'll set you up with the goodies. Let's see. What are we doing now?
You're going to give him Did you already read that?
Oh, I did not read it. Why am I so lost? We have a pair of tickets to see Tom Segura. Come Together Tour Saturday, January 18th at the Wells Fargo Center. Tickets are on sale now via Ticketmaster.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
All right, I know I was slightly distracted because I was just going through a story that Marissa had got me a little while ago for music news, and we'll start with this one. Megadeth and Queens of the Stone Age are among the confirmed artists for this year's edition of the Bonnaroo Music and Arts Festival. Set to take place June 12th through the 15th on the Bonnaroo Farm in Manchester, Tennessee. The headline performances also include Luke Combs on Thursday, Tyler the Creator on Friday, Olivia Rodrigo on Saturday, and Hozier on Sunday. Further highlights include John Summit, Dom Dalla, Avril Lavigne, Glass Animals, Vampire Weekend, Justice, and the first ever Rue residency with King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard?
Yeah, performing 3 sets over 3 days.
Is it jam band, you say, Case?
Yes, sir.
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard?
Yeah, there's a bunch of pigeons playing ping pong and fun little names like that.
Yep. Do you familiar with their material?
I just am familiar with the name, and that's it.
So Bonnaroo tickets go on sale tomorrow, by the way, beginning at 10 a.m. exclusively at Bonnaroo.com.
Bonnaroo is, so how long has Bonnaroo been around?
Oh, man.
Long time.
25 years?
And it started as a jam band.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Weekend. And
well, with Olivia Rodrigo, it's clearly
not that anymore. Yeah.
I've talked about these guys before, but I love the band Mountjoy, and they're playing on Saturday. They're opening up, they're one of the opening acts for Olivia Rodrigo and Avril Lavigne. And Steve, I just maybe I'm 49, but I have zero interest in going to this. I'll do other stuff, but this one, not in my wheelhouse.
Was it you that sent me? There's a name of a band on here, Goose. Didn't you?
Goose, yeah.
Yeah, you know them.
Mountjoy is to Dave Matthews Band as Goose is to Fish. They're similar vibes.
Okay.
They're similar fans. They're both Mountjoy and Goose are both kind of like newer jam band, folk rocky kind of type bands, and Fish and Dave Matthews Band obviously a little bit more established. But yeah, Goose is great, and Goose actually played with Dave Matthews Band at Madison Square Garden in the fall.
Speaking of Mountjoy, they're on this on this bill as well, and Nelly. So it's kind of like it's obviously involved into something that's a little more maybe Lollapalooza-like, where it spans genres all over the place.
Yeah.
The band, Taking Back Sunday, has lost the beat. Drummer Mark O'Connell has announced that he is leaving the band after 24 years. In a post on Instagram, he said, "My departure wasn't an easy decision, and it wasn't entirely my own." He may have left the band, but he's not going away. In his post, Mark reveals that he'll be releasing solo music with some old friends. Taking Back Sunday had no comment about the move as of last night.
With the release of that statement, it was news to many people that he was actually in the band to begin with.
It's odd, but maybe they're sad at the very... Yeah, wow. And then we'll end with a very special thing that's happening today with Pierre Robert and Nick McElwain concerning Dave Matthews, because today is his birthday. You want to explain what's going on, Nick?
Yeah, so there's this great Instagram account called the Dave Matthews Band Gorge Crew, named after the Gorge Amphitheater out in Washington State, and I've been friendly with these guys for a while. They're the best fan site for Dave Matthews Band, and they're helping us get the word out. If you're a D&B fan, we're looking for requests from really around the country, and in fact, if possible, from around the world. So you can email Pierre at WMMR.com. Ryan Shuttleworth, Pierre's producer, brought in a stack of emails. So this is working. We're getting a lot of requests from a lot of different people. And then starting in about 40 minutes at 11 a.m., Pierre's going to start taking phone requests. So if you have any requests for any Dave song at any point, let us know. And the great thing about Dave Matthews Band, if you're a fan like I am, there's a lot of different versions of a lot of different songs from a lot of different live shows over the years. So that's what we're going to try to do and have some fun with it. We're going to start at about 1 p.m. and see where it goes.
What's Pierre's level of DMB fandom?
I think Pierre is a DMB appreciator.
Okay.
I've been to shows with him, and I think that he likes them, but I think he feels about DMB and Fish, He loves the Dead. He loves CSNY, and so the acts that sort of came before Dave Matthews Band and Fish, those are more appealing to Pierre. But I think he likes them, and I know that he likes Dave as an artist, quite literally as a musician, but also as a painter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Dave designed a few of the records and the cover art for them. So
and painted Pierre's house.
And he painted. Well, that's John from Sequoia. Same guy, really.
But he's not kidding.
Yeah. Anyway, it's going to be a lot of fun. We don't quite know where it's going to go. If you're not a Dave Matthews Band fan, sorry, but that's where we're going to take it for a couple hours today.
All right, excellent. And that's it in music news. We will take a quick break, come back in a second. We will wrap up the program. Letter of the day for the word of the week. We're right on the edge of giving that away, so we'll get the next letter when we return. Stay with us.
Whack a little light.
A broadcaster died during a morning show. This is all well and good, but we have yet to see you actually drink from that cup.
What is it?
Okay, I got a little bit grossed out because the
It's
water,
a urine color, isn't it?
It is, but you know what?
Piss? Was that apple juice?
No, it's water, but no, it's whiskey. This whole time, guys, I've been drinking whiskey. No, it's water, but I had coffee in there first, so it's a discolored water.
Okay.
Let's see it.
That's my story. I'm sticking to it. All right, so with no hands.
All right, so Casey has placed it
on video.
Yeah.
On a tray in front of him.
All right.
And he is now leaning down. He is putting his mouth around it, not using hands at all. See, he's trying to...
That's too big.
So he can't use his hands to put the cup in his mouth either. You know, go ahead and just...
You have to do it without using your hands.
But no... Okay.
Well, I could do it with this one.
All right, use a different cup.
Oh,
he needs a little bit smaller cup. You're going to drink all of that, you think?
I don't know. We'll find out.
All right.
It's been a long time, Preston. I'm kind of out of practice.
Am I in the splash zone? All right, so he's now putting his mouth around it. He's trying to. I think he needs a little assistance from his hands.
Do you need a little slow jazz?
No, here we go.
What?
He's gonna wrap his mouth around it, and all right, here we go. I want to see this. It's around his mouth. He's throwing his head back. Oh my god! Oh my god! He's doing it.
Gross.
He did it. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Good job. That is disgusting.
It is, right?
Yeah. You have to, Jen, you're just pouring it down your maw. You're not, there's no swallowing, right?
No. You have to glug a little bit.
Yeah.
Your maw.
But I guess I was maybe a little bit wrong in my initial assessment. I probably did have to use my hands in the beginning.
So Casey has been, he's had a particular brand of yogurt.
I eat Chobani yogurt. I get it. I have it every day. It's just part of. It's my breakfast.
Your
it's what I
yogurt.
have.
So it makes you.
Yeah, and
And I eat Chobani yogurt too. I do.
But what's the other brand?
Dannon makes a yogurt called Oikos,
Oikos. That's it. Okay.
Which I prefer. It's a little bit creamier. So I brought some Oikos yogurt in this morning. I asked hey, have you ever had a chance to try that Oikos yogurt yet?
Because you've recommended it.
Well, here's the first great part about this is that Casey asks as if he's never asked before.
No.
Which I think is what bothers Preston.
He's asked me several times.
You really have to understand the intentions behind my question because it was a brand new yogurt that I have not eaten yet.
Yogurt.
With a spoon that I have not used yet. So the question really was
It's now or never.
I was going to offer him some.
He wants you to try this yogurt so bad.
I asked him. I said, "Oh, have you ever had the chance to try that yogurt yet?" And then he responds. He's like, "No, you asked me that like a year ago." And
No, he said you've been asking me for a year.
That's what he said.
So,
Because it's been a number of times, and so finally,
I sensed some irritation on your part.
Total irritation.
So then the irritation comes to me because I literally, including today, have asked him twice. So he's like, "You've been asking me for a year."
No.
I literally have asked him two times.
You have, Casey. It's been. This was not the second time. It's been many times that you've at least. No, you haven't asked me to try it, but you've certainly said, "Man, I like this stuff. This is really. I used to have Chobani, but this is what I eat, and I like it better."
All right, Preston.
I'm like, okay, that's cool, good.
Agree to disagree.
Whatever. And then finally, I go, look. It's at Wawa. Chobani is at the Wawa I go to. That's why I get it. And I just explain it. I just let it all spill out like that. I'm like, this is why I get it. I have my one stop in the morning. This is why I pick up. It's my ritual. It's what I have.
The nerve had been laid bare.
Yeah.
So.
Right,
With a little more attitude.
And this is right before we're going to.
He was super douchey about it, right? Right, for a simple question. I was just asking about yogurt, and he was a total a-hole about it.
See, this is
I'm tired of it.
This is the husband and wife dynamic. And then Casey had to do a live spot, and Preston put his headphones on. And after you put your headphones on, Casey goes, "I can't say anything."
I can't ask him any questions, and that's how I feel sometimes.
But at this point, you'd think that you would catch on. He doesn't take well to these things after 4 times of asking.
But do you feel he was sending you a sort of trying to suggest that you were you were not doing something that you were.
Maybe
Yes.
subliminally,
you felt that
I get that.
He
I
suggested
don't.
you were doing something wrong by not trying the yogurt.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
I
He wants you
can't
to
say
like-
I can't say definitively
Do you
that I feel that
understand
way,
that,
but
Casey?
maybe on a core sense, maybe that's it. And you've tried to get me to do something several times, and I haven't done it, and it's time for you to go. Okay, well,
Now,
I don't
can
need
you
to do
s-
that anymore.
Can you see?
Why is yogurt so goddamn important to you?
Can you see that Casey is one who loves to share the joys that he experiences with everyone, and that for him it's important that he give you this gift of an extra creamy yogurt.
He eats yogurt every day.
Okay.
He's almost every day.
Casey, how does it make you feel that Preston was seemingly rebuffing your suggestion that he try the creamier
Right.
yogurt?
So for me, Steve,
Yeah.
it goes beyond the yogurt. All right.
It's indicative of a usual-
It could have been anything.
Okay.
It could have been a piece of music. It could have been yogurt. It could have been
Music's about yogurt.
Music's another thing.
A restaurant. It could have been anything. So he takes this tone with me a lot of times, and it's hurtful. It's hurtful. It's hurtful. It's hurtful. It's hurtful. It's hurtful.
Listen, I've actually heard through the grapevine there's some issues going on here.
That there's some issues going on here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Between you two. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It's
are you
countrywide. you
Between
guys.
me and Casey.
Crazy.
The yogurt?
The yogurt. Well, yeah, because I received your letter, Casey.
He got a letter.
So, yeah, Casey actually sent me a letter. It's actually a fake letter from Casey, but it
And he
sounds
writes,
like
"Dear Casey."
Yes.
Yeah.
It said, Robert, please allow me to... Dear Robert, if Greeks invented yogurt, then they also invented a broken heart. Well, you see, I recently noticed that Preston has been eating Chobani yogurt every morning for breakfast. But because I care deeply for Preston, I tried to turn him onto a much creamier, much healthier, better tasting Oikos yogurt. Well, my best intentions have sent our relationship into a spiral. And yes, we operate a mixing board together. But we're just going through the motions. Help us put our passion back in our relationship and into our mixing board.
Wow.
Yeah. So actually, that came from Steve. Thank you very much. But it sounded good. It sounded good.
I was aware of everything that's going on here. So
yes. So what's going on, guys? I mean,
well, do you want to show you retired to the set? There is
Yes,
a
let's
Robert
go- yes,
Irvine
let's go
show
over. Yes, I
set
like
right in
this.
place
The set's
here.
much
Oh, you
better.
got to be kidding.
No. All right, so Robert, you actually picked up on it. You know what the story is. There has been this tension because these guys are actually the best of friends. However, there are certain issues that were spelled out to you, and you do what you do best. And I've seen some of the clips of.
So let's talk about
what
this.
you do.
Let's talk about this, Casey. You're a little in your face with this yogurt. Can we have that yogurt, by the way? Can you bring that?
Yeah, bring out the yogurt if you can. Yeah.
I want to try this yogurt. So you've been
yogurts on a tray.
Yes.
I hope they're all the same flavor.
So look.
They are. They're all
You're
strawberry.
really upset. Look at me when I talk to you. All right. You're really upset that he's using Chobani, right? And you like the other one. So you wanted him to try yours. So here's what I want you to do. Look at each other. And I want you to tell him that you like Chobani or you love Chobani yogurt more than you love him.
Wow. Smashing Pumpkins. That song is called Who Goes There? 93.3 WNMR 1030. And Preston and Steve coming to an end of the program for the day. Been commenting on it about all morning, but every time I glance outside our studio window and I see these leafless trees thrashing about in that wind, it's just, man, it's rough out there. My son, Parker, does delivery for Amazon. And he was out in it last night. He does 10-hour shifts. And
he's a trooper.
He's got to work again today. I'm like, oh, you poor son of a bitch.
How's the heat in those things?
I guess decent. He doesn't complain about much at all.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. But but you're in and out constantly.
Yeah.
So that's rough, man. People are delivery or working construction or road repair work or whatever job keeps you outside. Man, I feel for you. It's rough out there.
As per our earlier conversation, firefighters, police, rescue workers dealing with all this.
Anybody who's
Road crew
outside regularly, man.
Radio broadcasters.
Oh my
Come
God,
on.
poor guy.
It's got to be at least, 70 in here?
I mean, honestly, like it's warm in this studio, and then you walk out, and it's
It'll go up and down by 2 to 3 degrees.
Yeah, I
in the
mean,
hallway.
I don't know how we do it.
Well, we're professionals.
We'll stick it out for one more day. And we'll see how
All right.
we do. All right. I want to thank our guests, Eddie Alvarez and David Feldman of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships came by.
David cracked me up with that Damon Feldman joke. His own brother.
That was good. That was good.
And not only that, but David gave us ringside seats to give away, courtesy of the guy that Eddie is actually fighting, because he says he wants Philadelphians to see Eddie get his head beat in, close up personally. But, I don't think that's going to happen, but we'll take the tickets.
Ringside seats.
We will give them away, if not tomorrow, sometime next week, because the fight is on the 25th, and we've known Eddie for a long time, and we know what he can do. So we'll see how that plays out, but I feel pretty good for him. Pierre Robert is here, getting ready for his fight. How you doing, man?
I'm always ready for a fight.
Yeah, man.
Stand back, mother effer.
Nice to see you.
I'm going to punch you right now. Wow. Knock some teeth.
That's the spirit that made you a world champion.
That is the spirit that made me the Gandhi winner. Well, I was a runner-up.
The Gandhi Invitational.
Yeah, the Gandhi Invitational every year. I was a runner-up because I started a fight right before I was getting ready to be crowned.
You're the king of trash talk. And that's
I sure am, mother effer. Take that, you piece of blum, blum, blum.
Blum, blum, blum.
Yeah, blum, blum, blum.
It's Indian curses.
I will blump you. Oh, my God. I sure will. Don't start me blumping. I'm telling you. Thank you very much.
All right.
All right.
No blumping.
No blumping today. Get off your blumper, Buster.
I just never know when to jump in here. So
you can take it now. I'm out.
All right, let's get the letter of the day from you. Here we go.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
All right, the Preston and Steve show is brought to you today by the letter
R as in rocket.
All right, and we'll have one more to go tomorrow. Then we give away a pair of pit tickets for the MMRBQ Saturday, May 10th, Freedom Mortgage Pavilion. Alice in Chains, 3 Days Grace, Mammoth WVH, Dorothy, Dead Poets Society, Octane, Return to Dust, MMR's Local Shots, Artists, Fat Mez, and more. Tickets on the lawn, $25 while they last. You can go to Ticketmaster.com, but we'll give away that tomorrow. We talked about the Dave Matthews Band thing you have going on today.
It's going to be really fun. Nick was Nick's idea, and I thought it'd be a fun one for Dave's birthday today. He'll be 58, right?
That's correct.
So we'll do Heart, we'll do Led Zeppelin for Jimmy Page's birthday today, but we'll end in the 1 o'clock hour with Dave Matthews. And Nick's idea was, why don't we solicit from not only here, but around the country, indeed around the world. And we're trying to figure out a way of how to collect those. Our phone, I don't know if you had problems with your phone.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah. But our phone system is not at great speed. Occasionally a call will get through. So I prefer phone calls to reading a text or a letter. However, we're going to see if we can get phones. But if we solicited emails, we've got a stack of them.
Yeah, so I was chatting with your producer, Ryan, earlier this morning, and this little experiment is working so far. We're getting a lot of requests from a lot of people, which is really cool, really from all over the country. So thanks again to DMBGC, which is this just fantastic Instagram account, Dave Matthews Band, Gorge Crew, and they help get the word out. They're sharing their posts, and it's a really cool, supportive online community of like-minded fans. I love being a part of it. It's positive, it's uplifting, and they're passionate about Dave Matthews Band. So we're gonna have some fun today, and like you and I were talking about yesterday, Pierre, we're not quite sure where it's gonna go or how long it's gonna last, but we'll give it a start and give it a shot.
I see Canada. I see California. I see Ohio. This is cool.
All right.
So we'll have some fun with this. We'll start at 1. We'll probably go for an hour with it and celebrate Dave's birthday with requests from all around the country.
Nice. All right. Well, hang in there for that gang. It's going to be fun. All right. I want to thank our sponsors. Preston and Steve Show is brought to you today by Dunkin', and of course the Preston and Steve Show runs on Dunkin' and Acme Markets, fresh foods, local flavors. Tomorrow is going to be a fun Friday. No Sad Bro. We will check in with 6ABC Matt and Tam over there. Alfonso Ribeiro will be joining us.
Always love him.
We have the folks behind Delco the movie stopping
That's
by.
right, yeah.
We'll have the connoisseur, and we'll give stuff away, and we will have a good time. So that is it. We are done. Rage on, and we'll see you tomorrow, gang. Bye-bye.